I honestly still stand by Super Mario Galaxy being the best Mario game they ever made. I will not concede on that point ever. It's just so it's literally perfect in every way. And people say that Super Mario Galaxy 2 improved on the first one, and I just completely disagree.
I was muted that entire time.
So no, this is now a silent movie where like you speak for a few seconds and then like a card with all the words you just said pops up, like an old 1910s film.
I don't even know why my
From
microphone was turned off. That's crazy.
Magic.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was talking about Super Mario Galaxy. It is absolutely the best, the best. It is either one or two for the best 3D Mario game. Like, objectively, it's probably the best one, but I just prefer the level design of 2 so much that it overrides it for me personally.
Thing is, for me, I much prefer the first one because you have the overworld, you have the charm. I like the charm of the older level designs more because they feel a bit more barren and not so, and they feel more barren and not so fleshed out like you get in the second game. Not saying they're bad in the second game at all.
Yeah.
But they feel more open and barren, like, oh shit, I am exploring space and other galaxies and these weird foreign places that are alien, right? It makes it feel like you're visiting alien places. And it just everything about the game is great.
Yeah, no, I was just talking to Alan and like a couple other people about like how not TF2 Super Mario Galaxy 1 succeeds so well in making you feel like you are not a part of the Mario universe anymore.
Yes.
Because like all of the I didn't even realize this until I I paid attention a little bit. But Super Mario Galaxy, like the familiar enemies like Kameks and Koopas, when you fight those, they're always on airships or they're contextualized within like Bowser's army. So it doesn't feel like, oh, there's this thing that's in the regular Mario universe that's out here for some reason. It's like
exactly. It's like you don't just suddenly come across a Goomba like in like the like the Honey Hive Galaxy or something, or in the or what have you.
Yeah, all of those enemies are like unique, or they feel like more unique.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that shit's great. I'm sorry, chat, that it's on a Saturday today. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry, but I'll tell you that so you feel better. No, Zesty couldn't make it on Sunday, and I didn't want to cover this without him because it's too important.
It's too important for us to beat the dead horse without me here. Like I have to be here to just turn this poor creature into pulp,
and then turn that pulp into glue. Yes. But yeah, no, we are not watching Wheezy's video. I did think about it. I considered it even. But I thank you. But I thought it was probably too redundant, and it doesn't have as much to discuss, we'll say, as this video does, in my opinion. So yeah, we're gonna cover the What's video today. But first, how is the panel doing? We got a small panel today. But how are you guys doing?
The panel is good.
Yeah, Alan. Is the panel good?
Yes.
Alan, someone in chat, in the pre-chat before the stream like officially started, they said like, "Hey, I really want to know what Alan has to think about this video. Like, I'm really excited to hear Alan's perspective."
I haven't seen it.
You
have not seen it. I'm going in with fresh eyes.
Well, I hope you know, like, you're developing your own fan base in the chat. All right. I hope you're excited because they want to know what you have to say. Press 1 in chat if you want to hear what Alan has to say. Okay.
You have ears that yearn for your word.
Yeah. I wish they would yearn less.
I wish they would not yearn as much.
They don't have to yearn quite as hard as they are.
No, but yeah, I'm excited because I want actually before we get into it, because we're a very serious and down to earth podcast, and that's why I feel the need to announce that there will be a tier list at the end of this. I already planned on what it would be, because full disclosure, I did ask to get the what onto the show. He politely declined. And I made a joke while talking to him about saying that he could join us to help us rank Marvel movies. Then I thought about it and was like, "Yo, we should actually just do that." So we're gonna do a Marvel movie tier list at the end of this stream, because the What's video isn't very long. The What's video is pretty short by our standards. We typically are covering videos that are like 20 to 30 minutes, so a 12-minute video is not gonna take us too long. But yeah, so get excited. That's gonna be fun. Alan. Someone in chat is asking you to sign their scattergun. Do you do TF2 weapon signings?
I don't know what that is, but I can try.
It's where someone gives you their weapon. You use a description tag to like sign the weapon in the description.
Do they give me the description too?
No, they just give you. You just write.
Do I guess you pay for my own tag.
I mean, well, description tags are like less than 3 cents, I think. So I think you'll be fine. Also, yeah, no summer update. Zesty lied to the entire TF2 community. It's all his fault.
Well, so there is a reason for it that I've been told. They don't want me to share the reason why, because then my source will be immediately outed as to why it was delayed. A very stupid reason.
Delightful.
Remind me to tell you after we're done. I'll tell you the really dumb reason why it was delayed. I
can't wait. So yeah, basically Zesty delayed it. He decided, I hate the TF2 community. I want them all to burn. I will burn this community to the ground. That's ZestyJesus. That's what he said. I was there.
No, it's funny. No, it's funny because like all my sources are like map makers and people inside the workshop that like willingly reach out to me and speak with me, but they have to do it in secret, otherwise they'll get ridiculed and ousted and like banned from their circles. So I don't want to like say exactly what things are until they become more widely known. Otherwise, like they'll just get fucking lambasted, and I don't want to do that to them because they maintain connections.
Completely fair.
Zesty, why do you think it's called a circle?
What?
Like why is a collection of people who know each other and talk to each other called a circle? Like why isn't
typically when humans group together they form a circle rather than like a square or something. Like if beings or animals or what have you are just left out in the open without some kind of space to contain them, naturally they group together into a circle and not like a triangle or a square or what have you.
I wonder why that is. We should all start a country. We should buy a private island. And we should dictate that human beings have to form squares triangles when they talk to each other.
There's probably some natural reason for it that I just don't know.
That sounds like something that would like why is it that maybe I guess circles are like the most malleable shape, probably.
Well, so like in my mind, hold on, I have to like refresh my memory here because it's been a hot minute. So in my mind. I go to say geology, and whenever you're putting, say, groups of spheres together and you're packing balls together, there's ways to pack spheres together where it minimizes the amount of space between each one. So it could be like a certain comfort factor of like why animals group in circles, because it's more comfortable that they're spaced together in a circle than say a square, which ends up leaving more space between them, which in like herd mentality, you want to be as close as possible, but not too close to your fellow herd mates so predators can't get to you. So that might be the reason.
That makes... Yeah, I guess circles are a really easy position to defend, as opposed to, like, a triangle.
Something with harsh edges.
Yeah.
Because you have to think about...
Like
I mean,
think
about it in
out.
war, right? Think about it in war. If you have a straight front line, that is much easier to pierce than, say, something that's arched, right?
Yeah.
Or surrounding something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because like the people who are at the edges of the polygon definitely stick out more so than other people, or more so than like if everyone is in a circle, everyone sticks out the same amount, assuming it's like a perfect circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that all makes sense. Also, chat's saying you enjoy looking at balls.
Well, it's how they we literally call them ball and stem models or ball and stick models to help us understand molecular structures of minerals. It's little foam balls with toothpicks.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't that the like where you like stick them all together to make the geometric structure that forms like crystals and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have this book. I actually probably still have it somewhere. I think it's in my closet actually, because I think I got it from my childhood home in Georgia. I had a book that I've had since like I was 4 that was like gems and minerals, because I also used to want to be a geologist.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I even like know about like hexagonal structure and the other kinds of structures.
Yeah, I'm refreshing my memory here on cubic close packing, where you have face centered packing and hexagonal packing of spheres, and it's just the way the balls are oriented relative to each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. I'm glad we cleared that up, because now I'm thoroughly more educated on the nature of human circles.
I haven't looked at this shit in so long. I feel so rusty. Oh God. Anyways.
I swear I had one more thing TF2 related to say.
Is it ball related?
No, no. Oh, me and Alan queued together with a mutual friend of the two of us. We queued together in TF2 casual for the first time off stream since the bots were like too bad for us, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was pretty fun.
It was a good time. I think we had enough people to keep the lobby alive on like live support for more than one round.
Yeah. We had a moment where like, because the TF2 casual sucks, so we were the only people. It was like our party of 3 and one other person, and we were in a lobby just playing payload frontier with like a 2v2, and that shit was fucking awesome. Like, it sucks that casual kicks everybody out, but it was really fun getting to play 2v2. It was me and Alan versus the friend and the random guy. And that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that was
the
great.
random guy kept going spy and like eating shit, even though he was doing fine as soldier.
He was making his teammate very angry, and it was very funny.
It's just a good time.
Yeah.
No, I've been also hopping into casual here and there, and every now and again I get a good game that isn't a complete roll, and I'm like, there it is. I've only come across one cheater, one very obvious cheater, since the ban wave, which is nice to see.
I haven't come across any.
Many of them went into hiding, so I'm being told. Many went into hiding because they're afraid of getting banned.
I know that the what video and Fish's video, they both use the term running with their tails between their legs.
But that is quite literally what they're doing, because they don't want their accounts to get nuked.
Yeah, they were like, oh shit, they've woken up.
Of course, someone's asking me that I see the big player drop that happened on the 11th. Yes, I did. That's bots. I told Lucid before we got started that a whole bunch of bots fired up to farm summer sale rewards. And what you can do inside of TF2 is every amount of money you spend through in-game purchases gives you trading card drops. And I still need to verify if this is true, but if you purchase items through the game by looking at community market listings, like you can you have the option of viewing an item on the community market, and then if you buy it through the community market through the game, I think that counts as an in-game purchase. And those in-game purchases go towards trading card drops, which can then be crafted into your Steam, the TF2 badge. And then if you do that, you get summer sale card drops, which can then be sold for a profit. So people farm those cards, and so you get a shitload of them by farming items in TF2. And so that's why you had a bunch of them fire up during the summer sale. And then as soon as the summer sale ended, they all logged off because it was over.
I actually forgot to say it when you were telling me this earlier, but I did not know that summer cards were a thing. I feel completely out of the loop. I had no idea that was a thing. I knew trading cards existed because I've sold some of those, but I didn't know that the summer sales were a thing.
See, I didn't really know they were much of a thing until like 1 or 2 years ago, because I just never really bothered with summer sales because I just don't buy games that much.
Me neither.
Yeah, but then I got sucked into all this, and they use these cards to level up Steam accounts, and leveling up Steam accounts is a really big deal. on Steam in general. So that's why people farm these things.
Yeah. What did you get anything for the summer sale? I'm curious.
People, I had people buy me games. I didn't buy anything myself. So...
I was so pissed. I completely forgot when it ended because I was distracted with the video I'm working on, and I completely missed out on getting Persona 4. I really wanted to get Persona 4 on the on Steam.
Oh no,
and
Persona.
I missed out. Persona is fucking awesome. I will take no slander. As someone who literally just started playing Persona 4 like a month ago, and I'm slowly chipping away at it on my Vita. It's fucking amazing. I will take no slander.
I love you playing it on the Vita.
It's so good. Fuck. It's so good. Persona is probably built for a handheld. It's fucking great. Also, it's also like the game takes place, or the game starts off in the summer. So like as I get through the game, I'm like a Japanese holiday will happen in the game, and then it'll happen like 2 days later, and I'll be like, holy shit. It's just like it's just like Persona.
It's just like Persona.
It's
like school. We're playing Persona.
It's just the fucking soy jack pointing at Japan meme. That's me.
Yeah, thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Thing is, you live there, so you're allowed to say this.
Yeah, no, and also I've experienced these holidays for fucking years, so it's not like new. It's just crazy. Oh,
There you go. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was my experience with the summer. So Alan didn't buy anything. I know Alan doesn't buy things.
I bought one game, but I haven't played it much.
Wait, what game
Sounds
was
like
it?
every Steam user. You buy a game, never fucking touch it.
No, I have
so many
37
games.
minutes in it.
Yes. Yes,
More
you're
than
an
most.
expert. You're an
I
expert.
got Workers and Resources Soviet Republic.
What does it mean?
What?
It's
That sounds like a
city-
textbook.
It's a city. No, it's a city builder, but it's you're like a Eastern Bloc communist state, and it seems really cool. But like whatever engine it's using was developed in like 2005, probably, or at least it feels like it was. So
There you go.
You like your city builders.
they're good. It's a good genre.
You're like city build. Your city builders are my paint games.
I don't know
Man,
what that means. What does that mean?
it means I like games that have paint and lots of colors, and you like city builders.
I don't even play that many city builders.
All right, okay. He said he liked his city
First
builders
of
until
all.
I compared it to the meme. Anyways, all right. I see how it is. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Let's talk about this video. Let's talk about this video from The What? Shall we? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure you'd rather talk about city builders, Zesty. My bad.
Oh yeah, well, let's just spend the next 3.5 hours talking about city building games.
I would do it.
City
I've
build.
never played a single
talk
city
about
building game.
What?
Does Minecraft
Cities
count?
Skylines 2, terrible release, terrible game.
No, I've never played any of those games. Does Minecraft count?
No.
Kind of.
I've built cities in Minecraft.
That's
That counts.
crazy. That counts.
Okay, it doesn't qualify to speak.
Someone in chat said if Alan likes city builders, we like city builders. Fucking Alan cult.
No, City Skylines is good. City Skylines 2 is dog water. I hope they fix it, but we'll see. Anyway.
Time will tell.
But yeah, we're gonna cover this video from a friend of the channel, friend of the show, The What. I'm excited, because this was a video that I watched, when it came out. Didn't think we were gonna cover it because I thought we were done. I was in the like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man, mentality, where I was just like, I thought we were done with the boycott, like we didn't have to say anything anymore. But then I watched this video and was like, and I was like, well, it's not that bad. Maybe, and then like 5 people in the Discord for the UFR suggestions channel, 5 consecutive people posted this video and were like, you have to say something. This is a problem. It's the most consistent, like, overwhelming response we've gotten in terms of like a video being suggested. So we had to talk about it. And then I thought about it a little bit more, and I was like, oh yeah, we should probably discuss this one. This is probably, for the record, the last fixed TF2 related thing we'll talk about.
I think it should be. It
well,
really should be.
No, I for the record, I am more than fine to move on with moving on. That's why we skipped that portion of the Samwiz video last week. Is because I'm done with talking about it. Yeah, it will probably be the last time we talk about it until the summer update, if things until things change, basically.
Until it happens again.
Until
this all happens again next year.
Until the horse twitches a little bit, and then
the horse
have to kick it again.
2030 is our year. That's when we will finally stop having
2030 is our year, guys.
Yeah.
Doing this again?
Yeah. How many times do we... It's just Valve. It's just how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Man. But yeah, are you guys excited? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's get started.
Sorry, everyone. I meant to get this out sooner, but fate decided to give me a flat tire and a very large repair bill, but I'm back in action now. So, the past few weeks for TF2 fans have been turbulent. We've all been strapped into the world's fastest emotional roller coaster.
I need to make like an emote that people can play whenever we watch like a video where it's just gameplay in the background. I need to like make that an emote. I just need to make. I don't know what it would be, but I need to have that be a thing.
I don't know, just like an empty chair.
Hassan.
Just the Hassan emote. Ah, man, it's just like and more power to him, because this is kind of in the same vein of the other video we covered from the where it's clearly he just wanted to say some things, which is fine. It's just like I heard the fucking Twilight Town music and was like, oh, it's the familiarity music, so it's just like, oh, this is what we're doing. Yeah. Also, sorry, it's unfortunate that he got a flat tire. That's
I agree.
rough.
I was gonna say I'm sorry for your loss.
The loss of your tire. Sometimes I forget that you ever forget that YouTubers are people. Does that ever happen to you guys?
Yes, I view them entirely as consumer objects.
Yeah, like
to be viewed.
Like I'm not really even alive when I'm not on camera or working on a video. Like I'm just kind of an NPC until that happens.
Yeah, you just kind of like shut down and stand still, like how everyone envisioned their teachers like staying in the classroom and never going home and having a life. They just like sleep under their desk.
Yeah. So like I heard the what say that, and I was just like, yo, YouTubers can drive? That's crazy. Alan can drive because he's not a YouTuber.
Tires are expensive too.
Yeah.
Trapped into the world's fastest emotional roller coaster, but I think we're finally at the point where the dust is starting to settle and we can all have a moment to take a collective deep breath. So let's take some chill pills and breathe in a deep sigh of relief. I got a lot on my mind regarding Fixed TF2 to talk about, and I think I'll start with the good news.
I don't feel like it's over. Before he continues, this video is only. By the way, I'm gonna pause this video probably even more often than we usually do, just because it's only 12 minutes, and we don't have to really. We can kind of break this down more incrementally. I don't think, because like taking a sigh of relief, I agree, because the bot wave. I don't think it's over. It might never feel like it's over. Even if a bot never appears again, I don't know if it'll feel like it's over to people who have played the game in this state for a long period of time.
I mean, I certainly don't trust Valve to ever handle this game in a competent way ever again. And really, and for me, it's just a matter of time. The bots will be back. It's just going to be a matter of how long it's going to take.
Yeah, it's not a matter of if, but when. That's that sort of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not over. It's just like, okay, they did the bare minimum. Let's see if they keep doing it. If not, then, well, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson? It starts all over again.
Yeah, I feel like every time, whenever TF2 players start seeing bots in games again, they're gonna. It's like a PTSD response. They're like, no. Like,
oh no, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you're gonna see Reddit fucking ignite upon sight of the first bot popping up in casual again.
Yeah. Like it already happened when there were like a few off like sites of bots, and they were like, oh, they're still getting banned. Everything's okay. Whew.
No, yeah, it's just an issue of like when.
Yeah, it's like this undercurrent of dread.
Yep.
You know
it's there. You know it's coming.
Enjoy the game while you can.
Yep.
Just enjoy the game while you can.
Last week, Valve decided to kind of care again. There was a massive ban wave that instantly got rid of nearly every cheater bot in TF2 and also banned most of the people that hosted the bots. I've been keeping tabs on the community, and from what I've seen, bots have attempted to come back multiple times, and every time they do, within the hour, they are banned again. It's been genuinely exciting to load into matches knowing they'll be completely...
I would like to commend the What for putting an image on screen that was relevant to what he was saying.
There you go.
That is all.
He did the thing.
He did it. He said something and showed an example. I'm so proud of him. Unironically, this isn't even. It sounds condescending. I'm genuinely like unironically very happy that he did that. Because if you had no idea, you might be like, "Well, how do you know?" And you just like show the example. And you're like, "Oh,
yep."
Free. I have played hours worth of TF2 exclusively in casual mode,
We
and I have
edit
yet
footage.
to see.
we did it.
We can edit footage.
We are able to edit footage. It's so crazy because now YouTubers don't have to. There's no bots. There's no more bots.
There's AI.
There's nothing to edit out.
Yeah, you can use AI to make your videos for you.
Oh well, I wasn't even. I was just going the route of like that quote is in reference to them being able to edit bots out, so the bot crisis isn't really real on YouTube unless people talk about it. And now they don't even have to do that. That's crazy.
Worth of TF2 exclusively in casual mode, and I have yet to see a single bot. For the first time in like 5 years, we can stop worrying about bots and start putting up with all the other dumb bullshit about casual mode, which is a big fact.
I agree. We need to, sights should be set on more improvements to the game. Like, I don't think we should stop here. I think we need to start demanding, if not at least some fixes to the shitty casual matchmaking system at some point, or just outright reversion back to something that resembles quick play. Yeah. Something that's a better system than what we have now. And also, hey, can we unmute free-to-plays? A totally unnecessary change that literally forces people to pay money in order to call for a fucking medic? That's bullshit. Like, that should not be a thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that should be something we fight for next.
I think also just some consistent communication method, some way of some person, some way that we get to know. So we get to like know that there is a person that we're talking to that can respond. Because that's like one of the things that I don't really like about Valve's response at the moment is that they didn't say anything publicly.
Thing is, they never do. That's just how Valve operates.
They used to.
Always not even that much back in the day. Like, they would do the occasional blog post for TF2, but they would never really let people know what they're working on. I could probably count the times on one hand, at least for TF2, where Valve gave some kind of a heads up as to what they were planning or what they were doing.
Well, what they're working
or some kind of like hindsight thing of like why they didn't do something.
Well, yeah, what they're working on, I understand. I just mean like some just any like, hey, we exist. Like, if we could get the TF2,
like
if we could get the TF2 "we hear you" tweet, but like once every month and slightly different, I'd be more than appreciative. Just so that we know that, like, as the community, that we aren't screaming into the fucking void, and that there's no one out there that actually exists.
I mean, I agree that it would be nice to have someone like acknowledge, yes, the servers are still running, like a daily server update. TF2 servers still running.
Well, no, just like, hey, we still exist and are working on this game actively. Like,
well, I wouldn't even call them working on the game actively a thing. So, like, I don't know. Lucid, do you know how like updates work for TF2 now? Like, in terms of like the time spent on them?
Like, I don't know the exact. I approximately, but not exactly.
So generally, when we're talking about Valve working on TF2, there is no work done at all outside of update season. So, like, usually 2 to 3 weeks before an update comes out, they pick the maps, and then they send out the emails for the mappers to get their shit ready, and then have them send it in, and they can compile the maps and make sure they actually work in the game.
Yeah.
And then usually, maybe I would assume a few days before the update is due to arrive, they pick the cosmetics.
Yeah.
So generally, you get 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks worth of, like, I would even say part-time attention on TF2 from 1 or 2 people at Valve 3 times a year. Like, that's all we get. So
yeah, no, I understand. I understand. I just actively working on is not what I really meant to say. It's more like like something to let them know that there is something that exists. I don't know how else to really put it.
Something.
Some presence.
Like someone is like making sure
Eric
that
Smith
the
has
game's
consumed a
still
pink cookie today.
Yes, that.
Yeah, just have like a live cookie counter.
Can I have
pink cookies consumed for the week? Something like that.
Can I have like an official GLaDOS like Twitter account that just tells me what Eric Smith is doing like every hour, please?
Every hour we get a fucking update and a photo of what he's doing.
Yeah. It's just him like crying.
Oh god,
that'd be so sad. Like,
fucking weeping, like he has so much shit to do.
Do you know how fucking viral that would go if like at like the day that saved TF or fixed TF2 happened, it was just like GLaDOS, the official GLaDOS Twitter account being like Eric Smith sobbed loudly today.
Eric Smith weeping softly at the stack bar.
He doesn't know what to do.
Poor guy. He doesn't deserve the shit he gets. He's like the only guy touching TF2 aside from the contractor. So
yeah, we should get more Eric Smith fan art.
I still say props to him because he's like still a full-time employee doing Lord knows what else.
We should get more Eric Smith fan art that paints him in a good life. Like we should have fan art of him like saving puppies and shit.
Like we have so much art of Gabe. Why not him?
Yeah, Eric Smith is the homie.
Yeah.
Would you dap up Eric Smith, Zesty?
What does that mean?
Okay, so you ever
the correct response.
How do I explain? It's like
what does that word mean?
Okay, so to dap someone is to like, it's like a kind of handshake where you take their you basically clap your hands together in midair. So like imagine you clapping your hands together, but like it's your hand and someone else's hand, and you do it in the air.
Isn't that a high five?
No, but no.
Said it's a modern
Isn't that a high five?
No, but it's not. Your hands aren't flat. They're like cusped, and then you grab your hands together at the end and then let go. So it's like like a variant of a high five.
Oh, okay, I know what you mean. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was a name for it.
Yeah, no, I that's what that's called. It's called dapping.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah, I need you to.
But no, I'd do that. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if he would understand, or if he would just like slap your hand or grab it or some shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Also, I forgot to throw it out there, but of course, as always, we'll answer all super chats during the stream. I forgot to say that at some point. Anyways,
W in my book.
Oh, that was a good time to start.
What do you mean? I'm a boomer. I just don't know the word.
Dap isn't even that.
Dap
is like dapping isn't even a new a new term. It's just newer because people have learned about it recently because it's gone like TikTok viral. It's been a thing since like the 80s. It's not like new.
I'm not familiar. There's many things in this world that I do not know. All right, and every day is an experience. Every day you learn something new, and I learned something new today.
Yeah. It's just the fucking. It's like The Last of Us, but it's me and you in the forest. I'm trying to explain to you like youth culture while we make it through. While we make it through like a zombie apocalypse.
Shit.
We're like a good 10 years apart. I'm basically a child.
I mean, we are quite literally from different generations.
Yeah, it's crazy.
We can stop worrying about bots.
Yeah, you were in like high school when Eminem was dropping like good music.
Yes. Yes, I was.
For the record, his new album was really good. But that's beside the point. That's not fucking. That's crazy. That's wild. I can't even. Damn.
What do you mean take my nap? I would kill if I could take naps. I can't do that anymore.
Zesty is not Eminem.
No, I can't rap for shit.
Yes, chat. The new album was fucking great. Thank you, chat. Sorry. Anyways.
Start putting up with all the other dumb bullshit about casual mode, which is a big fat W in my book. It is so funny to me that just over a week ago, the people that were hosting these bots were confident that Valve would never do anything and would openly boast that cheaters always win. And now that something is being done,
the fucking the beauty, I'm so happy because River Siver's video aged like fucking milk. That fucking garbage ass video about TF2's board community aged like a fine milk that was thirsted from a cow. It was so great.
Aged like a fine milk.
It aged like a fine milk. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy. Fuck that video. That video was really bad. Oh, it was bad. I forget who did we cover that with, Alan? Do you remember? It was like it was like Wheezy. Oh man, it was Wheezy. Who was it? DeWill was there, probably. Ah shit. Someone in chat will know.
What was it called? What was the video called?
Yeah, chat. It aged like a fine moldy cheese. Thank you. It was a
Like, what was the argument in that video? Like, was there like a main argument?
It was like the main argument was basically, why should you care? Stop playing the game. Who gives a shit?
Oh,
But like,
it's the same argument as old as time, at least on Twitter. Like, oh, I'm not as invested in thing, so why should you be invested in thing? I don't care, so you shouldn't care either. It's like weird, stupid, empty projection. No, fuck off.
That was so beautiful. I'm so happy that the bots got fixed solely so that guy could be wrong. I'm kidding. It's not that deep, but it is pretty funny.
All of the hosters are losing their mind, convinced Valve is spying on them and deleting all of their accounts in fear.
That was actually really funny. Like whatever system they implemented was so effective and so pervasive that inside of these bot hoster discords, which are now gone because they were deleted out of fear, they were freaking out in there thinking that there was a mole, like a Valve employee was inside of their, like they're so self-important that they thought that Valve sent someone to go in their discords and look for them.
He could be you.
It could be me. It could be me. It was fucking hilarious to think that they were
amazing.
so important that Valve sent an employee in there specifically to target people on an individual basis.
Yeah.
I found that adorable.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
It's pretty great.
It was pretty good. And then they all fucking panicked and left, and now they're all in hiding waiting for the next big breakthrough.
Yeah.
Because the majority of people who were hosting bots didn't actually do any of the coding of the cheats.
Oh yeah,
they
of course.
only know how to like operate these things. They're not the script kiddies behind them that actually made all of these systems. And so now they're waiting for like the one or two guys that care enough to find workarounds to whatever Valve did to let this all start happening again.
Also, two more points to the What's video so far. He's actually fucking us up right now, Zesty. He hasn't made a single bad statement, and he's showing images on the screen to back up what he's saying. We're actually cooked.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah, the
well,
video.
Don't worry, we're only a minute and a half in.
Shh, they don't know that.
Now that they stopped getting a mod.
Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Yeah,
It's been good so far.
Yeah, this has been very, very informative.
Of attention and a slap on the wrist from Daddy Valve, they're all fleeing with their tails tucked between their legs. I think a little schadenfreude is in order here. Keep in mind that most of the people that host bots aren't the coding masterminds people make them out to be. Most of these guys...
That's crazy how, Zesty, how Richter told you to say that like 2 minutes ago, and then like you told the what to say it just now.
No, yeah, it all goes back to Richter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's all coming up Richter.
Richter actually told like the what to say this like in the future. That shit's wild. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's all coming up Richter.
Just mooch off of other people's software and code, and if that software has been compromised, it's going to make it much harder for future cheaters to breach the game. So, to all of you attention-seeking assholes who endangered other people's personal lives for your degenerate hobby, fuck you, stay out, you will not be missed. But that leads me to my next thought. See, after the last Save TF2 effort...
I probably wouldn't have put that in the video.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know how to explain. I'm trying not to sound like a dick. The way he said it made it sound like a little bit more self-righteous than he probably intended it to be. Like I don't know. It sounded it's not really a criticism. It just made me cringe a little bit. I'm not sure why. I don't know how to articulate it. It was like a thing where like I know that if I was in the bot hoster's position, I'd just be fucking laughing at it.
No, and I mean they are.
Well, yeah, of course.
Because ultimately, all this is just more attention for them.
Well, of course. But yeah, but that I thought it was worth mentioning.
But that leads me to my next thought. See, after the last Save TF2 effort, there was a notable period where there was less bot activity as well. Obviously, that period didn't last and the bots came back. Who's to say that what happened now isn't a standard ban wave and all the bots will come back in like a week? It would be hilariously ironic if this statement aged like milk, but I don't think this ban wave is like last time. I don't think we have another tweet scenario on our hands here. Something is different this time.
I can also confirm that there is something very different. I won't say what, because it's not my place to say what these things are. They'll come soon from other people, but what Valve did is much bigger than your typical ban wave.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say we don't even.
And that's just common sense.
Well, yeah, we have evidence of that. We don't need to prove it. Like last time, they banned. They kind of took care of the bots for like 2 days, but they weren't going out of their way to continuously but once bots came back online, they weren't going away. They were staying back online.
Yeah, and like the first time what happened was it almost felt like it was accidental. So I think I don't know if this was ever verified or true, but this is what I remember because this was 2 years ago now, that they pushed an update not too long after Save TF2, and they found out that if you did something with special characters inside of a chat message, which bots were posting, it would break their cheats. And so I said they did something within the game that would like temporarily break cheats by doing some simple little thing like that, and they found a very fast workaround within a week of them doing that. So yeah, I think that was it's gonna, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was like one of the main things that they did was like a little temporary funny stopgap that fucked with them for a bit.
Yeah, no, it wasn't anything major. It wasn't anything like super. It like there is evidence there. We don't need to like get into behind the scenes shit. We can just like observe how this is different than the last time.
No, yeah, exactly. And you just pay attention to what's happening. It's like, yeah, this is obviously something way, way more intensive than just a simple like this guy sucks, get rid of him.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, for the record, chat, because I saw some people asking about it, the title of the stream, Boycotting the What, is not like literal. It's a joke. I didn't think that needed to be said.
People think that's serious?
I saw someone ask like, why are we boycotting the what? It's like no, it's a joke because the video's about the boycott. It's not like it's not real. Thank you. That's all. I just wanted to elaborate, so I said it at some point during the stream, so people didn't know that people didn't think that
posting.
Yeah, well, that's just because you're here,
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
For one, in previous ban waves, it would only really knock out the most obvious of hackers and bots, and the people who got banned would just make new accounts and start again soon after. However, this time it seems like a more prolonged effort. Bots and cheaters are still being banned.
Sorry, before we continue, I want to address the super chat that we just got. $10 from Fortress Sins, thank you, formerly Two Moose. Thank you for the $10. We really appreciate it. Hashtag fix TF2 didn't work, in my opinion. I think that we should keep pushing, but if we boycott, some creators will not get their money from their creations.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we are going to get to the whole. You have to hurt the workshoppers' bottom line to hurt before much more than you hurt Valve's bottom line. We'll get to that argument later. Also, fix TF2. The question of whether or not Fix TF2 worked is an interesting one, right? Because it did, we got the result, but we'd have no way of knowing, at least I don't think we have any way of knowing if it did anything. Yeah, if what we did was the reason we got that result or had anything to do with us getting that result. We have no way of knowing if it influenced it at all.
That what they were doing started long before Fix TF2.
Yeah,
a long time before. But with this, that isn't to say that it didn't do anything. It could have accelerated their work in recent weeks, like I mentioned in my video, right? They could have been slowly going through this, but like, fuck it, they're getting mad again. Let's expedite this, right?
Yeah, that
could have happened. We just don't know. But the actual start of when they started working on this happened a long time ago.
Yeah, no, I think that I don't know how you could say it was a failure. You could I think the most you could say is that it was. It was neutral. Like it had no positive or negative impact on anything. That's like the most you could probably say, right? The worst you could probably say about the movement. I think the fact that it achieved the level of media focus, it screwed Valve's PR over for Deadlock in a lot of ways, at least for a lot of people, probably 300,000 people if I had to guess. And it depending on how well the boycott does, 'cause that's still part of everything. I think it's still ongoing. It might be too late to say, but I think that I don't think you could say that it didn't work. I think it did something, and it had a non-zero positive outcome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Ultimately it made Valve look bad, which is always a good thing.
Yeah,
at least at this stage, it's always a good thing.
Agreed. But what does Alan think?
I agree.
There you have it.
And it looks like the hosters themselves are being targeted as well. The creators of notorious cheats and bot hosters have been receiving game bans as well.
That fucking music kicked in.
Yeah, I know. I just kind of appeared 3 minutes in. I don't really know why.
That music,
there it is.
music fucking occurred. There was like no. That was kind of crazy.
Creators of notorious cheats and bot hosters have been receiving game bans as well, which is out of the norm for a standard VAC wave. And on top of that, Valve has created a Steam support page just for game bans to state that they are permanent and
yeah, that's another differentiator, actually, between this and the last time. Like the.
Okay.
What?
You're good.
I mean,
when you're done with your point, can we go back to the avatar?
Yeah, sure.
There it is. What do I think of the avatar? That's a good avatar. It's a shame a bot user's using it.
Oh no, cheaters and bot hosters have a strange affinity for anime women, especially petite, flat-chested ones. I don't know why.
Have you seen Free Run, Zesty?
I started the season. I watched like 8 episodes.
Why did he say that?
Thoughts on Free Run? This is now a Free Run podcast.
It's good. I enjoyed it, or I enjoyed what I watched. Ideally, I need to go and read it instead of watching it because it's gone a lot further than where the anime's gotten. So I'm probably just going to go back and read the entirety of it. So,
yeah, I might do a similar thing, but I might try and read it in the native moon runes.
I don't know if you're allowed to say it. I don't know if you're allowed to say that.
Why is that racist now?
You can't say that.
Wait, why not? That was normal back in my day.
That was normal in 2018.
Listen,
what?
Same. Back in my day, same. But you can't say that shit anymore.
Bro,
really?
The only reason I even know about the Moon Runes joke is because it's in a fucking Call Me Carson video. So, and that was 2018. So it hasn't been that long. Might be dating myself.
I'm not scolding him. I just don't want him to go through what I've been through, right? Like I'm have his best interests in mind. Okay.
Well, you know,
I think it's fine.
He's not a YouTuber. He'll be fine. Also,
I think moon runes. I think Lord of the Rings, right? Like holding up like the map to the moon, and like being able to read the sheet of paper. It's like I don't know what these symbols mean. It's like I look at that, I see Chinese or Japanese or Korean. I have no idea what these symbols mean. Ergo, moon runes. But can't say that.
Yeah. Also, me and Alan speak Japanese for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, for whatever it's worth. I spent like a long time learning moon runes. So go fuck yourself.
Also, Fortreson super chatted another $5. Thank you so much. Said, I agree with Zesty. Every bot hoster's PFPIC is an anime girl.
Or furry. Or furry. It's all like it pretty much like I would say 99.9% of cheaters and bot hosters either have anime or furry profile pictures.
Damn.
I've probably seen a higher volume of furry cheaters than anime ones, I would say.
You should add this this to your video.
Should do a video on that.
Oh no, just do like a survey.
Profile pictures of bot hosters.
Yeah, you should add this to your upcoming video about bots.
Yeah, it's very important data.
Yeah, and you should say it with like a completely straight face. It should have like no. You shouldn't like preface it in a joking way. You should just continue going into it like it's another important point.
Yeah. Also, by the way, 85% of cheaters are furries. And then move on and say nothing else.
Well, no, you gotta say it in the exact same way. You'd be like, well, as well, according to my statistical research, I found that actually 85% of these hosters are using furry profile pictures. And then you have to explain,
and then just move on. Yeah. Like it's important and it needed to be said, even though it has like no contextual value to the video.
Yeah.
And just move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'd be a funny joke.
It would be. It'd be good.
Game.
Could you imagine though? Someone will take it seriously. It will be funny. That would be the funniest part. Holy shit! Hello?
Hello?
Is that the PurpleColonel?
Yeah, I'm fucking... I made it. Finally.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got up, but I'm here.
You sound like you got done crying.
Maybe I did. Maybe I did.
You had a rough
I didn't,
night.
though. But yeah.
Someone was saying before the stream, like, there's no practical benefit to watching watching the stream live. You know, you could just catch the VOD, but you're just gonna miss out on moments like this where PurpleColonel suddenly joins the stream.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the same impact.
Yeah.
If you're watching the VOD.
Yeah, because you see him in the title and you're like, oh, he's gonna be here at some point.
Yeah.
How are you doing, PurpleColonel? How are things?
I'm doing okay, I guess. I just released a new video yesterday, and it's doing pretty okay. So.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah. What are we watching? I know we're watching the What Show video.
Yeah, we're watching. Yeah, we're watching the. We're watching. Did hashtag fix TF2 just work? What now?
Yeah.
You feel free. Oh, you're here. You know how things go around here, despite.
He's on top of it.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's almost like you actually have been here as many times as we scheduled you to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I never mind. Wait, actually, can I ask you a question before we continue? This is important, and Zesty, don't answer the question for him.
Okay.
PurpleColonel, why do you think that circles are called, like, circles of people, like circles of humans, like social circles? Why are they called circles? Why didn't they use a different shape?
Circles are the friendliest shape, I think, for humans, and we like them a lot.
Yeah, is it like the booba versus the whatever the other one was? Like, you know, the psychological experiment where they show you two different shapes and they ask you which one is booba.
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm
Probably
on?
not like that.
No.
That's some Freudian shit.
Yeah,
What?
Kiki versus booba.
What?
It's not Booba, it's like Boba or something.
Okay,
No, booba.
It probably is something like that, actually. I think you're right.
What? What is this? What are you
No,
talking
Kiki
about?
versus. Okay, no, we'll do the
Wait.
experiment live.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me grab.
Ah.
No. Okay, Zesty, I'm gonna expose you to this. Give me 1 second. I have to find the
I'm
image.
scared now. I don't know if I want to be unwillingly exposed to booba.
No.
Well, it depends on the time of the day and how much alcohol is in me, but
Well, this is important. Okay.
okay.
Let me pull it up on the stream real quick.
You
This is important.
don't have. You can just have him imagine it.
No. No, you can't.
Okay.
You have to use.
Okay, go for it now.
Okay,
Do it.
Zesty, look at stream. All right.
Oh, on stream? Okay.
Yeah. Wait till the image shows up. Which one of these shapes do you think is named Booba, and which
It's
one of?
not Booba. Stop saying that. You
Anyway.
fucking
It looks like
degenerate.
you pronounce it booba, but for me,
Booba.
Okay,
booba,
the
well,
po-
booba is the SpongeBob flower and Kiki is the spiky one.
Why?
Well, because booba sounds soft and Kiki is sharp.
Yeah.
With the syllables.
This is like a psychological experiment that's been done that to illustrate that we as humans assign vowel sounds to shapes, and it's used to extrapolate how certain words sound more aggressive than other words, because, you know, Kiki is a more aggressive shape, and it all like trickles down in this whole sociology shit. Also, I love that you called it the SpongeBob flower. That's the best
looks
part.
like flower,
What
does it
is.
not?
No, you're right.
Chat, no, it's booba. Chat, okay, we're calling it booba. That's what it's called.
It looks like you pronounce it booba.
Mm-hmm. Also, oh man,
What?
I think, never mind. I shouldn't say that. Never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
No, don't say it.
Well, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I just feel a little embarrassed. My immediate thought after I was like, okay.
What was that ad? What was that ad on
No.
your fucking video?
No. Ignore that. That's not important. That was just booba again. I apologize.
Yeah, it was more booba.
Yeah,
Goddamn,
yeah.
hear our voices.
Yeah. Check your nose. Is it bleeding?
Oh, I don't have that problem.
Okay, good.
Since I was 15.
Oh. No, I was I was gonna say, what my first immediate thought was like, okay, now that image is off the screen, or now I'm done thinking about the Booba Kiki thing. What else is there on the screen to think about? And I was like, what font is that? And I just thought about it. I was like, I think that's Arial, and I was about to just say that out loud with no context. Like, oh man, I think that like font is Arial, and there's, yeah. Anyways, I'm not beating the autism allegations. Let's watch this. Let's watch this video, shall we? PurpleColonel, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm good.
You excited?
Yeah.
Have you seen this video before?
I just watched it yesterday actually, and it was pretty interesting stuff. So.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it. Nice. Let's get started.
Bans as well, which is out of the norm for a standard vac wave. And on top of that, Valve has created a Steam support page just for game bans to state that they are permanent and irreversible. Whatever this VAC update was...
Literally a wall of text just to say, no, fuck you.
Nuh-uh.
Nuh-uh. Which is great.
It's good. It's probably one of the best things that Valve's done in the past 10 years.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's like
update
it's like the Steam Deck is #1 and then that's #2.
Yes, completely
product
agree.
of some sort of new system. I can guarantee that much with 100% confidence. What I do not know is how this new system works.
Wait, can I... Sorry, I have to address chat. Someone said I just got here and I get YouTube's AI summary of chat, and it's the Boba versus Kiki debate. What's going on? That's fucking amazing. Oh, shit.
If it'll last, or how long it's been in development for. I highly doubt that whatever this new system is was developed in just a few weeks after Fixed TF2 began, and we don't really know how long it was in the works for. Maybe this new system has been a years-long effort from Valve, maybe even before the original Save TF2. It could be possible that Fixed TF2 kickstarted Valve to work on the new system faster. But does it even really matter if Fixed TF2 is ultimately what led to TF2 being fixed?
I agree. No.
No, it doesn't matter.
No,
like ultimately, all of these, like all of the arguments coming after this point, none of it fucking matters anymore. All of it's irrelevant because Valve did the thing.
Yeah, they will only become retroactively relevant if Valve stops doing the thing between now and the summer update, which is incredibly unlikely. And
but it is always fun to wage war, so let's do it.
That's okay. Well, I don't like that. No, that's not
it's a joke.
I understand, but I don't know if people are gonna take it that way.
Right.
Yeah.
So rewind time. Okay, so now you say it.
I hate the what.
Oh, so there you go. See, clear joke, right?
Yeah. I hate him. I hope. Yeah.
I don't think so. In the end, all that really matters is that the bots are gone and TF2 is playable again, which is all we wanted. But I will say that Valve sure picked a hell of a time to drop this new system. Alright, let's talk about the big elephant in the room, the word with a capital B, the boycott.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. This is the part everyone was waiting for, so...
This is the part where the finishing starts. Anyway.
Okay.
The PurpleColonel, your thoughts on a boycott? Because we went over ours at the beginning of the show.
I think a boycott, it seems like the most obvious and like most effective thing to do, honestly, if you want to make like a company change what it's doing. So
that's crazy.
I don't know. Yeah.
What if you want to make a Never mind. Never mind. Sorry, I'm goofy today. I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know. It could probably help you get a YouTuber to do what you want, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say. What if you want to? What if you want? What if you want to change what a YouTuber wants? What a YouTuber's doing?
See, Valve has kind of put us into a tricky spot because we were getting ready to make a big push for a TF2 boycott. The reasoning for a boycott being that the player base shouldn't support a product that is unplayable. The obvious problem with that now is that currently the game is playable, and it doesn't really make sense to punish Valve's wallets for a problem that they just fixed. If Valve loses money after
So, I disagree. The problem is that they let this shit fester for 6 years.
Yeah, yeah. It's more like we're punishing you retroactively because you took so long to fix it.
Valve has entirely lost my trust. They let this shit go on for 6 years. And frankly, I'm surprised more people aren't on board with boycotting them even now, because if you were to pick any other company that let this shit happen over the years, they would have hemorrhaged more customers than TF2 did. TF2 basically lost none. They've lost my trust forever. And until I see serious change, they're not getting my money.
Yeah, no, I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would actively invest in keys and buy keys for the new summer update when you have no guarantee or long-term commitment from Valve. I don't know why you do it. It is a bad investment, and you're rewarding the company for doing the bare minimum amount of work without knowing if they will upkeep it in the future. Especially
considering their own ass,
especially,
like I said in my video.
Especially considering that they could have done it with the optical reason of summer update sales. Like, that is a reason why they could have done it. It took them longer than a couple of years, Chad. It took them like 6.
Yeah, and like no, that's just like my confidence for like any future games is just gone.
Oh yeah.
Why would we even get invested in some of their games if they're gonna end up like being left to rot and stuff if they get sick of it?
Yeah, it's very sad.
No, and see, for me, like, all the problems with TF2 started long before like bots even started trickling into the game, right? Like, as soon as Meet Your Match came, it's like, fuck, this is really bad. And then it's just been almost a decade of just sheer mismanagement from Valve in handling TF2.
Yeah.
And it just snowballed and got worse and worse and worse to where I finally got fed up and said, fuck you, you're not getting my money anymore through this game.
Yeah.
And so that's just my stance. They lost my trust. I'm not giving them shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I don't think if you want to see continuous change, I don't think that this is now the time to reinvest your money into TF2. And when I say invest, I don't mean it in like the sense of like expecting a return, although that's also kind of true. I'm more saying I don't know why you would pay money to a company who has not shown the long-term commitment that the company probably should.
And dude, it makes me so mad because I very often see people online saying, "Oh, you're so ungrateful." It's like, why? What do you mean? It's like you should just be thanking Valve for this. It's like, imagine getting kicked in the balls for 6 years straight, and then they finally stop. Should I thank them? No.
Yeah.
Like, I have every right to be upset with them and assume that they'll just go right back to kicking me in the balls.
Yeah. Like they're just.
Why would I reward them for doing what they shouldn't have, for not doing what they shouldn't have been doing?
Yeah, especially like because it's not just that, right? It's like because in that instance, it's like okay, maybe they got tired of kicking you in the balls and they're done with it now. But it's like no, it's like they stopped kicking you in the balls because all of your friends got around and say, hey, could you stop that? And then like they stop, and then your friends walk away, and then they like, oh, they're gone. So then they kick you in the balls again. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Like that's what we don't want to happen. What my friends, I want my friends to stand there to prevent me from continuously getting kicked in the balls. Because my hands are
by proxy all of their balls too, because Valve has many legs.
Yes, Valve's like love crafting and monstrosity with many legs to kick everyone in the balls.
Yes.
Hundreds of thousands of people get kicked in the balls at once.
After doing what the community demanded from them, it's going to be a bad look for the community, and Valve would feel disincentivized to work on...
I hate that shit. Why are you pinning the blame on us? What do you mean it would look bad for the community? We have every fucking right to be angry with Valve. Even now, we have every right to be mad with them. What do you mean it would look bad on us?
Yeah, if I'm with an abusive partner in a relationship, and I'm like, hey, you really need to stop taking money out of our shared bank account to go gamble it away, and they're like, okay, and then they stop, and I'm like, okay, so I'm still not putting any more money into our bank account until you show long-term change in your gambling addiction, and they get mad at me for that. I'm breaking up with them. Fuck that. That's stupid. That's a bad commit. That's not how commitment works.
No, and again, it's like we should not be holding what Valve did in such high regard because, again, like I keep saying, it amounted to them wiping their own ass to doing the bare minimum. And to say that we would look bad for continuing to have no trust in them and also not be willing to spend money on the game and advocating for it until we see some, let's say, I don't know, long-term consistent care, I don't see why that would make us look bad. If anything, that should still be the expected response.
Yes.
That's just my point of view.
Yes. No. Because you are giving them the opportunity to, fuck you over if they did this at this time strategically. Because you don't know if they did or not. Maybe it was just good timing. Maybe they were just like, oh, the summer update's coming out. Now is a good time for us to start giving a shit. Maybe they have something big planned for the summer update. Who knows, right? Maybe this is just a really good time for them to start giving a shit. Or maybe they just want people to spend money on the game. We don't know. You shouldn't fall for it if it's the latter. You should do the thing that covers both options, which is not spending money on the game.
Yes.
Hooray.
Like it's and yeah, we can acknowledge that they did something good for once, but again, it doesn't absolve years of neglect. It doesn't like suddenly say, okay, yeah, sure, now things can go back to the way they were. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's like an abusive relationship.
Yes.
You know?
Is to work on TF2. But, on the other hand, we are stuck in the Valve cycle. Currently, we are right here. We have no assurance that...
Oh my god, the what reference this? He's gonna get canceled. He's gonna get so fucking attacked on Twitter. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe he did this.
I think he made this image.
It's over for the what? You have no idea. It's literally summoning Hitler when you use this Valve cycle.
It is red.
I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure he made this image.
No, it was Funk.
Oh, was it? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Funk made this.
Oh shit.
Is that what is Funk a bad dude now?
No,
No.
I'm referencing my own plights by referencing this image multiple times.
Mm.
And like people give me so much shit for shitting on Valve years ago for their neglect and them doing absolutely nothing for the game. But now that it's cool to shit on Valve, now it's okay to use this image and shit on Valve. Oh, hey, being ahead of the curve. Sorry.
Yeah, but people are just gonna dislike you. You know, that's just the way of the world. You know.
That's fair.
I'll put this image on screen. All these 4-part cycles, you know, it's crazy. Me and Tech just talked about the Leffen cycle, which goes very similarly. But that's like that's a discussion for a different time of the day. All these cycles.
these ban waves are going to last, and Valve currently has larger incentives to fix the bot problem. One reason is that Valve is kind of garnering a reputation for harboring cheaters, not only in TF.
Wait, can I say something?
It's your show.
Well,
you
no,
can say whatever you want.
I want to address. Ah, fuck. I want to address something in chat. Richter, Funk didn't walk back that video because Zesty agreed with it. That's not exactly true. Funk walked back his video because he saw that that similar opinions were stirring up controversy retroactively. Now that might be because of Zesty, but he never mentioned Zesty by name, and I think it's a little bit disingenuous to say that it was necessarily him seeing ZestyJesus say words and him being like, I can't dissociate myself with this.
No, he walked it back because it was getting heat on him, and he wanted no part of it.
Yeah, I would not say it was just Zesty specifically. That's all. Because I don't want misinformation being spread in the chat. If he argued with Zesty in the comments, that's news to me.
Yeah, we had a pretty long, drawn-out argument in his comments where I think his arguments are asinine. Like, it's so weird to see someone who had such care for the game years ago kind of just go soft and go back on all these very staunch opinions he had on the game, like caring about the themes, the tones, the stylization, the gameplay, and what have you. To see him kind of go, fuck it doesn't really matter. It's like, oh, I mean, sure, you're allowed to hold whatever opinion you please, but to see someone who used to be a very staunch supporter of the game and all the charm and what have you kind of hand wave it away, it really upset me. Like, come on, man.
Yeah. Richter, I'm not going to get into this argument about Funk with you on UFR. We could talk about it a different time, but I don't think that interpretation of events from everything that I've seen is entirely accurate. That's all. I just throwing it out there. The only reason I care even a little bit is because I'm making a Funk video soon, and that will probably, I don't think the Zesty stuff specifically, but Death of an Art Style and talking about it will definitely come up. So that's the only reason I care a little bit.
Cheaters, not only in...
I want to roll them back, I'm sorry.
Reason is that Valve is kind of garnering a reputation for harboring cheaters, not only in TF2, but Counter-Strike 2, a game that's less than a year old. These days, it's impossible to bring up either of these games without also mentioning the cheating epidemic that plagues both of them. And normally, Valve wouldn't and hasn't cared. But this time could be different because Valve has their big new multiplayer game in the pipeline.
It is wild to me that you know my version of the boycott, like the thing that everyone should be mentioning. Deadlock should have been mentioned way more often. And I understand they couldn't prepare because Deadlock happened in the week before, but it couldn't. It could not have taken.
It could have been immediately been brought on board as a major talking point.
It is wild that it was not talked about more. That boycott Deadlock. Fuck we don't even have to talk about TF2 if that's too hard or too harsh. we are not going to play Valve's game if these games are getting treated badly. That's all you had to say. That to me is like almost as damning, because it was just it was right there. It's right there.
Oh yeah, I completely agree, and it's also just like a bit more of like, oh, cheaters in this game, cheaters in this game. Well, there's another angle to this in that Valve really wants to maintain goodwill with their current customers, because Deadlock is, or I should say, was built to directly appeal to their current consumer base. MOBAs, class-based shooter fans, and FPS fans. That's why I think they're taking such drastic steps now, faster than they ever had in the past, because they're like, uh-oh, these optics are really, really bad with Deadlock coming down the line, right? It's like, we want you to go play our new game. No, old games, no. New game, yes. Spend money on new game.
Yes.
Oh, you want to keep playing old game? Okay, fine. We'll keep these functioning for a little bit longer. But when new game come out, remember, new game good.
Well, that's what I kept saying, because when me and Wheezy had that discussion during PS Vita Minecraft stream of all things, about like, I was adamant. I was like, it makes it makes negative sense if Valve doesn't do something, because PR is going to be in the fucking toilet, and they want people to play the game, right? They want people to fucking play the fucking game
and spend money on the game.
And spend money on it.
It's going to be chock full of microtransactions. You fucking know that much. And
so why wouldn't they do the bare minimum of like 900% profit if they just fix the fucking game? It looks so good for them. It's like the spotlight has been placed on them. It makes zero sense for them not to do it, at least for the sake of Deadlock. It's just, man.
And this just goes back to, this should have been like one of the biggest talking points through all of this.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is crazy to me that it wasn't brought up more. Like, that's my version of the boycott for you. Is like, Deadlock should have been brought up so much more often on like the website and in these videos.
And just in general discourse from within the TF2 sphere.
Yeah, agreed. Anyways, there's my rant for the stream until we get to the
there's more.
PurpleColonel, are you gonna stick around for the Marvel movies tier list at the end of this video?
Oh, I might be able to. I do like the Marvel movies.
Are you excited to debate where Black Panther goes?
I'm happy to say it's just not a very good movie.
Oh, thank God.
Of,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I thought there was gonna be. Is there? Zesty, are you a Black Panther enjoyer?
Huh?
Are you a Black Panther enjoyer?
I like the first one.
Oh man. Wow. All right.
I enjoyed it. I thought the first one was a good movie.
All right. Okay. Well.
It was good story, good pacing, good action. It wasn't the best Marvel movie, but I thought it was quite good.
I'm gonna execute you later. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The second one was ass.
I haven't seen it.
Could possibly be trying to stave off the cheaters in their other games so that during the build-up to the new game's release, the discourse won't be dominated with talks of cheaters. Another incentive Valve has to work on the cheater problem right now is that the TF2 summer update is due at any
That's
point.
just a given, yeah.
I can confirm this with 100.
This is, by the way, this is not the what. This is me venting in like a Zesty-esque sort of way. Like, no, unironically,
Right.
the amount of people who told me when I said like Deadlock will bring up horrible PR and it will make make the game perform worse. The amount of people that told me that I was wrong. And now it's just like the thing that's being said in this video that most people will agree with, because it's a little aggravating.
People are violently defending Deadlock. Like there are just Valve apologists left and right who are just ready to defend Valve over this game.
I fucking guarantee you, anyone defending Deadlock has not played Deadlock. Okay, I have seen just 50-second fucking wait times. The balancing on it's not gonna be like a fun video game when it's out. I don't think anything's ever gonna make it like a fun one unless they just like turn it into a different game.
What if they made it a survival game where you're stuck on an island?
Minecraft.
Then it would be, I guess, like Minecraft, but you can't break things, and that would also be bad.
Minecraft, but you shoot each other, and then the last person on the island gets rescued.
So Battle Royale.
No good.
But like with like the survival island twist. It's like, you know, like in the Hunger Games where she has to like she has to hammer the thing into the bark to get the sap or the water or whatever. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I don't think that would be. That's not the sort of game that I think is fun anyway. Honestly, I don't like even the forests and stuff. I'm not a big fan of that.
I also did not enjoy the forest when I played it. I refunded it. I don't think it's bad. I just think it's not the kind of survival I enjoy.
Yeah,
the
Rust
second one
Battle
looks better,
Royale.
but like it seems strange.
Rust Battle Royale actually sounds fucking awesome now that you like say it. Like in
A super long, drawn out battle royale.
Gosh.
Oh my god,
it'd be so
Ugh.
sexy. I want someone to make Minecraft Factions into like a game that like on its own, a standalone game. Because Minecraft Factions is the coolest fucking shit, and no one ever talks about how cool it was. And it doesn't exist really anymore in like any major capacity. But the idea of having like new players drop into a map and they can join teams, and those teams are constantly fighting for resources, and whoever has the most resources at the end of the season wins, and you can like stage hits, and it's a 24-hour thing. That shit fucking it's so cool.
I think
Man,
that's sort of like what PlanetSide did. I think where there's like the giant map and you can join whatever side you want and fight these like months-long battles and stuff.
What I was gonna say is it's kind of like PlanetSide, and also there's another game similar that's more recent called Foxhole. It does a similar thing.
I've not heard of
When
those.
people were talking about Deadlock initially, the rumors were that it was like, oh, there's maps so big that you have to ride a train across them, and it's tied in with the Half-Life series, and that's sort of what I was imagining, is that there were these like PlanetSide style thing where there were factions that you can join and all that.
Yeah, no,
And
yeah.
It's just Dota, but you can shoot people like with a gun.
Crying and shaking.
Yeah.
No, I
Very sad.
like I have a list of I might make a video about this but one day, but I have a list of like games in my head that I really want to exist that just don't. And that's like an actual like fully fledged factions like equivalent. I really like the part of factions though. I don't know. I haven't heard of PlanetSide actually, so I might just be saying things that are just PlanetSide. But like the building aspect that comes with Minecraft and how that integrates with the faction system is so fucking cool, because you can it's a there's strategy to it, but there's also creativity involved. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, it seems fun. I need to just play more fun games in Minecraft, because that seems like genuinely where a lot of these like good ideas come from and stuff.
Well, yeah, because like Minecraft is such a good game engine. I think it's a shit game, but as a game engine, it's fucking awesome.
I thought you loved Minecraft. You were playing it on the Vita.
It it fixes.
You must be a huge fan of it.
That's exact. How'd you know? You're so right.
Minecraft is a really good game, but it has flaws. It's like having a slice of chocolate cake, but with like purple onions.
You just
sprinkled
had
on
you
top.
had
It
to
just
use a
shouldn't be
food.
there.
You had to use a food analogy.
It's easy.
You had to. He was waiting.
Food is something everyone understands.
We need to make a UFR bingo card, and that should be on it.
Well, there's so much you
Okay.
can do with food. There's so many ways to make it bad to the specific degree you need for the analogy and stuff. It's perfect.
Yeah. Foodtisms.
It just works.
Yeah.
Oh, if you guys want to, this is kind of off topic, but if you want a really good video about what the fuck is that island game called that we were just talking about?
PlanetSide?
No, the survival one.
The forest?
Yeah, if you look up DJ Peach Cobbler,
What?
he has a very good. That's his YouTube channel. He
That's
has
a
a
hell of a
very good
name.
video about it. He also makes good videos in general, but he's a little schizophrenic with it.
I forget what I saw.
But big recommendation.
Why are people mad at me talking about food?
Because it's just your you know, it's just your thing.
Listen, I'm a fat kid at heart. All right, I used to be fat. It's still in there. You can take the fat off the fat kid, but you can never take the fat kid out of the fat kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That made so much sense. Holy shit, you're spitting.
But can you explain this concept with a food analogy for me?
What do you mean?
You can take the high fructose corn syrup out of the soda, but you something.
Okay.
Nice.
In my previous life, I was a chef.
Were you Ratatouille? Remy from Ratatouille?
No,
Is
I
that you?
was. I don't know. I worked on like a Navy boat or something, preparing like powdered eggs.
Nah, you were definitely the food critic from Ratatouille. That's actually you.
Oh yeah,
That's
totally
you.
me.
That's you, but the TF2 community.
Yes.
Except you
Yeah.
except you never have that moment where you zoom out and become a kid again. It just doesn't happen. You're just,
Oh, it hasn't happened yet. At least not in recent years.
it happened when the item servers were down and everyone was playing stock and had no cosmetics on.
Yeah,
that's when
that was a
you
good
zoomed
time.
out and you were like, ah, yes.
That was a good time.
All right, back to the video. We good?
Yes.
100% certainty because mappers have already received emails about their maps being added. This is standard procedure for when an update drops, and it means that the summer update could drop theoretically at any point. Valve might want to keep cheaters out right now, so people will feel less incentivized to boycott the update.
Thing is, I also suspect that it could also be the other way around, where they're like, oh, maybe we should expedite the summer update to kind of cash in on these fixes we just rolled out. That could also be a different angle.
It could also be the summer up. It could also be like the more positive spin, because that's like the more negative spin. The more positive spin could be, oh, we want people to enjoy this content, so let's fix the game. But that's
That seems like a nice person thing to do, and I don't know if that's.
I don't know if that's Valve. Yeah. No, I think that Zesty's is probably more likely, but I thought I'd just throw the positive spin in there.
Yeah, I would agree with the positive spin if their content
Sorry.
selections usually weren't terrible.
Oh well, maybe
At least for maps, right? Like the past few cosmetic cases, at least the ones that aren't Halloween, have been good-ish. Like there's some stinkers in there. The Halloween ones have been consistently garbage, but the map selections have been horrible, almost consistently horrible.
Yeah. I think the summer update from last year was pretty good overall.
I like that seal map. It was cute when the seal.
Selbian was good.
slides
Selbian was
across
a good
the
map.
board.
I think Phoenix is good, and I think you're wrong. Smile.
Phoenix
remember playing
rubs
one
me
of
the
those when
wrong
it
way
came out,
because it
though.
doesn't look like a TF2 map.
It doesn't not look like a TF2 map. It's like a little
too
saturated. Yeah, it's a little bit too saturated.
For TF2. A lot of the geometry and the details on the map don't make it look like a TF2 map. And if you covered up the like the few worn out buildings on the map and held that in front of someone and say, what game is this from? Guarantee a lot of people would not say TF2 first. Like TF2, if you look at a map from TF2, go like, oh yeah, that's fucking TF2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like from like a map design perspective in terms of how it affects gameplay, if you were to like actually if you were in any really real capacity, I think it's a top 5 map from the past 3 years.
It's honestly not saying much, but I do agree.
Yeah, no,
I do agree. It's definitely
so
top
like
5.
so I'm
the
like
past few years.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
like
not saying much compared to the other stuff we've received.
No, I agree. I'm just saying like I'm like contextualizing it. Like it might be like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 map overall. But in the context of modern TF2, that's
oh yeah,
that's
for
very
sure.
that's
it's like we're eating good.
Yeah,
in comparison to everything else.
yeah. It's
Compared
like
to like Whatville.
it's like McDonald's compared to like Bones.
Yes,
So
There's
I
a-
agree with that.
Yes.
people will feel less incentivized to boycott the update, and more incentive to spend on the shiny new cosmetics they add.
I like that the music kicked into high gear when he said that. I don't know if it was intentional, but it was very funny.
Out right now, so people will feel less incentivized to boycott the update, and more incentive to spend on the shiny new cosmetics they add. At any moment, Valve could get bored and leave the game to rot again, and thus be filled with cheaters. So on one hand, we could go forward with a boycott regardless of the fixes, breaking the Valve cycle once and for all, and there would be less incentive to work on the bot problem.
And
Wait,
no,
rewind. So bring that back again.
no, what I can tell you what he said. He said we could go through with a boycott, breaking the Valve cycle once and for all, and give Valve less incentive to fix the bot problem.
But he just contradicted himself because he just presented the biggest reasons why they're doing this and working on these things, which is to prepare everyone for Deadlock and to incentivize people to spend money on their games.
But yeah, but if they think, if people don't spend money on them and they think, oh, there's no money in them, I'm telling you what he said. They think, oh, there's no money in them, right? Then it's not worth it. So then they'll just give up.
But then he just told people that, oh, they probably did this so they can have people spend money on the game.
Yeah,
It's a really bizarre contradiction. Like, which is it?
well, because if they do this so people spend money on the game and they don't spend money on the game, then they'll stop fixing the bots. But then the contradiction would be found in, doesn't that mean that if the whole reason they fixed the bots was so that they want people to spend money on the game, so they'll continue fixing bots because they know people will eventually keep spending money on the game.
Or their other games.
Or anything.
Or Deadlock.
Yeah.
Or preparing them for
Yeah.
Deadlock.
Or
right?
or anything. Yeah.
So just a weird contradiction, but it's worth pointing out.
Yeah, that doesn't really follow in the way that he seems to say it will.
Boycott, regardless of the fixes, breaking the Valve cycle once and for all, and there would be less incentive to work on the bot problem. On the other hand, if we call off the protest and start
For the record, I don't. Okay, can I propose like a hypothetical? Like, if you're Valve, right? You've been working on this fix for, we'll say, 3 years, right? Why would you work on a fix for 3 years for one update? Like,
exactly.
That doesn't make any
sense.
sense.
No sense.
That doesn't make any sense. Because he established the premise that this was likely being in development since even before this first save TF2. So why would, if they were doing this all to release it now so that we all spend money, is this like a last ditch effort? Are they blowing their load? Is that what that is?
No, because Deadlock's been in development for probably a comparable amount of time, and they're realizing that they have to button up their other games if they really want to push a new one.
Well, even that, like why would they do? Why would you put all this effort into making a really good fix for the bots, and then for one TF2 update? Like, why would you do it? I don't understand.
It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any financial sense.
You want long-term consistent customers.
Especially since we're all very well aware that there aren't very many people relatively working at Valve, so they have to like contract someone, and we've established that Valve doesn't really wear itself thin at all. So like, why would they go to the trouble of contracting someone to work on this fix for 3 years for one update? That doesn't really make any sense from a business perspective. And that's not to say everyone acts logically all the time or whatever, but you would think that when they started this 3 years ago, they weren't thinking about the summer 2024 update. They had to have been thinking about something else, or they had to have... There had to be some other reason other than the summer 2024 update. That's what
either they were thinking long-term for multiple TF2 updates for, years of continued support to continue getting money from TF2 and / or buttoning up their other games in preparation for the release of a new one.
Yeah, and that all implies that regardless of how the summer's 2024 update does, they will continue fixing or doing something with the bots. That implies that it won't be the summer 2024 update isn't really relevant, or if it is, it's very minorly relevant in the grand scheme of things, because it might just be a bump in the road to them if it doesn't do very well. It could be anything, They are well aware, I imagine, that people don't trust them, right? So if they planned this for years in advance, I don't know why they would think watching these the shit show that was first save TF2 and second TF2 for them, or second fix TF2 for them. I don't know why they would sit there and just be like, it's based off the summer 2024 update. This is based off the summer 2024 update. If that doesn't do well, we're done. Like, I don't know why they do that. That doesn't make any sense from a chronological.
It was already clearly worth it for them to do.
Yeah.
And the primary motivation for, at least in my eyes, for a corporation is money at the end of the day. So this was worth it enough for them to work on this for however long. The amount of people being put on it, irrelevant. It took them a while.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, the goal is for more profit, be it from the game or others.
Someone said, "How do we know that this fix has been planned for the past 3 years?"
We have basic confirmation that this has been worked on since 2021.
Yeah, there you go.
You'll see. You'll see soon enough.
Hooray! Stay tuned.
Slobbering on Valve's nads, then the community will grow complacent again, and the bots will inevitably take over again. So
wait. No, go back. That doesn't make... Wait, hold on.
Then the community will grow complacent.
No. Go all the way back.
If we call off the protest and start slobbering on Valve's nads, then the community will grow complacent again, and the bots will inevitably take over again.
What?
So
wait, no, not necessarily. If now, granted, I don't think a boycott. I think you still boycott the game, but that doesn't. If you don't boycott the game, that doesn't mean that the bots will come back. Also,
it has nothing. One has nothing to do with the other.
Yeah, it is literally irrelevant. If anything, like you would, because and also the community becoming complacent with the state of things when they're fine makes sense. That's what would happen. Now granted, you could talk about like, oh, we should be pushing for quick play to be back or whatever, right? But like from a perspective of how the bots themselves and the bots crisis exclusively, us becoming complacent with the way things are currently is just what will happen, because this is the desired result. This is what we've been quote unquote fighting for, you know. So the community complacency is also irrelevant. I should redraft that sentence probably, because I don't think that any of what you just said tracks in the way.
I mean, I think what he was trying to say was like, you know, if we take the pressure off, that gives Valve the incentive to just not keep up with what they're doing. I think that's what he was trying to say, but it came off as, you know, well, what you said.
Yeah, what he said.
Discussing with a lot of community members with a wide variety of opinions on the boycott, here's the compromise we settled on for the fixed TF2 movement. This period we are currently in is going to be a test for Valve. As of this moment, while we do encourage you to vote with your wallet, we are at
gameplay moment.
It
was epic.
It was pretty funny. The spy was gonna backstab him. Yeah,
is going to be a test for Valve. As of this moment, while we do encourage you to vote with your wallet, we are abstaining from advocating for a mass boycott across social media just yet. However, if or when the bots come back, that is when we're going to make a full push for a boycott, so we can strike when the iron is hot, and so we'd be punishing Valve for being lazy, instead of punishing them when they've done something productive for once.
So that doesn't... You're not punishing Valve by boycotting the game, for doing the right thing. That's not how... That isn't true. You're punishing them for the past 6 years of negligence, and not rewarding them because they did the bare minimum 6 years later.
If this immediately put everyone back in their good graces, why? I would find that shocking if like this immediately put everyone back in their good graces to be like, okay, yeah, now I'll start dumping money into the game again or spending money on keys and what have you.
Okay, so
like it again blows my mind how much customer retention they've had regardless of their neglect towards the game.
Yeah, like you cannot say we encourage you to vote with your wallets and we are not going to push a boycott, because the former sentence is doing the thing you just said you won't do in the latter, in the last. I understand you mean specifically on social media, but if you're going to make a YouTube video about it and you're going to say vote with your wallet, but you simultaneously say we don't want to punish Valve, you're straddling a line by saying two things that contradict each other, which isn't
well. No,
fair.
because he doesn't want to. He wants to be a fence sitter on this. He wants to be neutral. You know.
Yeah, but
he wants to leave it up to the individual, which is fine, right? But he doesn't want to be going one way or another.
Yeah, but like, he isn't saying I should. First of all, why bring it up in the first place if you're going to do that? Secondly, he's not even really fence-sitting, because fence-sitting would imply that he's like, he's trying to be neutral, right? But he's saying things that go in both directions. He's not saying neutrality. He's saying vote with your wallet, but if you vote in the wrong way, or if you vote in a certain direction, you might be encouraging Valve to bring the bots back, which isn't how this works. But you might be encouraging Valve to be negligent again if you vote the other direction. And those two things are on opposite ends of the spectrum. They are in completely different stratospheres. Like he has very long legs, and they are on both sides of the fence, like touching the ground. It's very. Well, no, I mean,
I should have said he's playing to both sides here.
Yes, that's more. I think that is more accurate.
That's what I should have said. He's playing to both sides and not taking a strong stance one way or another, and he's achieving that by giving basically both sides what they want to hear.
Which is just. Man, it is just interesting to me. I don't understand. I don't know why that sentence that he said doesn't make sense, because you can't have both positions at the same time. You have to. They contradict one another. And maybe he means something else that he's not saying. I don't know, but what he said is contradictory in and of itself.
Yeah.
Alan, what do you think? I'm sure people are wondering.
I don't know.
That's good. PurpleColonel, what do you think?
I gotta be honest, I'm still tired from waking up. So I'm not totally.
Zesty, we should start a podcast. We should leave these guys here.
people have already been saying that this is like my current mouthpiece.
That's correct.
A lot of people have been saying that, so
that is accurate. I'm not denying that.
Yeah, so I do apologize that it's like too much of me and not others.
Well, I understand the rationale of you don't want to punish Valve when they do a good thing.
But this wasn't a good thing. Like, I mean, it is a good thing, but
Well,
it's not
yeah.
like. But again, it's within the context of everything that's happened before, right? It's merely a simple step in the right direction, which is good. We of course want more of that, but I don't trust them, and I don't know why anyone else would.
I don't blame you for that. But I think, so if you do a boycott, there should be clear messaging that this is not. There should be clear messaging as to what the reason is.
Yeah.
So it's not misconstrued as, oh, you did a good thing and that's why.
Yeah, but I don't know how it could be misconstrued, because why would you boycott a company with the reasoning being they did a good thing, so fuck you? Like, why would you? I don't understand.
No, but Valve would think, oh, well, they didn't think that was enough, or they didn't.
Well, I mean, in a way, that's true. Like they neglected the game for 6 years, and it's not enough because they have only taken care of the game for 2 weeks. 2 weeks does not make up for 6 years.
Stance.
Yeah,
and that's my stance. Like, I say, boycott the fucking game because they took one step in the right direction out of millions of wrong steps over the past 6 years.
Yeah,
like, this should not be enough for people. It needs to be long-term, consistent maintenance. And of course, there's no barrier for that. I shouldn't say barrier. There's no limit for this, right? Because we don't know how long. It's like, of course, everyone's like, okay, how long? Really, it's ultimately until we feel satisfied enough that Valve's going to keep doing this.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that is the unfortunate, vague part of this. But
yeah.
I know from now on, and probably until I'm done playing the game, which is going to be Lord knows when, I'm not going to be giving them my fucking money through the game.
Yeah, and yeah, same here.
Yeah, I agree with the boycott, for the record. I don't know if it's.
I think just the way people are like expecting Valve to act, where it's like, oh, if people start boycotting and they've also just released a fix, then they'll just like throw their hands up in the air and just stop like working on the game altogether. That just seems like a ridiculous concept, and just
because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, especially when they worked on it
for reasons they already described in their other videos. Because they can't just stop working on TF2 because its microeconomy is wholly attached to their other video games' microeconomies. And if they axe TF2 support, then that's gonna fuck up their other games' microeconomies. And it's like they can't just stop working on the game.
I think what should happen is that a boycott should be accompanied with a list of things that you want from Valve specifically. Well, so say you want quick playback. I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Unmute free-to-plays or Lord's other shit, yeah.
Yeah. So make a list and say the boycott will end when at least a majority of these things have been done.
Oh yeah, someone in chat said, like, how is the community ever going to be equally satisfied? And it's like, that's not really the point. Like, that's the satisfaction is achieved over time when you earn the trust back from the company, or when the company earns the trust back of individual people. That's how it works. If this earned back your trust from Valve, the fact that they did this and it's been fine for 2 weeks, earned trust enough for you to invest money in the game again, I don't understand why. Because once again, if Valve was a person and the person was you had a crush on the person, you dated the person for 6 years and they treated you like shit, and he finally listened to you and you were like, hey, can you please treat me better? And they're like, okay, and they treat you better for 2 weeks, and they're like, why aren't you putting money in our shared bank account? It's like 2 weeks.
I don't trust you enough yet.
Yeah,
Whoa.
2 weeks doesn't make up for 6 years. That's just how it works. Yeah.
Can you make that into a food analogy for Top Hat Lad? He didn't get it.
If a chef you trusted for 7 years starts making you bad food, but you keep going back for the chance that the food will be good again, but it gets increasingly worse, and you finally complain enough to the chef that he fixes it, but at this point you're giving him fuck. Shit. But money's not involved.
Okay, so you go to a restaurant and they've consistently served good food.
Yes.
And then for years they only start serving burnt food. So you stop going there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're not burning our food anymore. It's like, okay, but they've only been doing this for a few days. It's like, I'm tentative. I don't think I want to give you my money yet because how do I know that you're not going to burn my food when I go?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you have to long term and consistently show
better.
that you're
Thank
doing
you.
the right thing.
That's a better analogy. Thank you, Zesty. Okay. Oh, now I get it. Thanks. Thank you, Top Hat Lab.
I'm the food master, food analogy master at work here.
Food master.
Except in that analogy, you're consistently giving them money the whole time, though.
Yes. Like people were still giving them money the whole time.
That is.
And I was for a time too, because I was like tolerating the burnt food. Like, okay, maybe they'll stop, maybe they'll stop, maybe they'll stop. And then I realized they're not gonna fucking stop, so I stopped giving them my money. Because like for years I had trust built up with Valve because for up through like 2012, 2013, they were doing a pretty fucking good job at making games, maintaining their games, and keeping me as a consumer happy. And then they started gradually fucking up more and more and more, but I still had a lot of pre-established trust with them. But then as this went on for years and years and years, I'm like, okay, maybe they'll start getting their act together. Maybe they'll start getting their act together. And finally it's like, oh no, they're never gonna change. Then like, that's it, I'm done.
And they're like, right? I started changing.
Now they immediately changed they changed their tune, and it's like, I can't rebuild that established trust with you that quickly.
I'm not in love yet.
For that.
I'm not in love again. It's like a long divorce. Yeah.
For a boycott, so we can strike when the iron is hot, and so we'd be punishing Valve for being lazy, instead of punishing them when they've done something productive for once. So, to summarize, if the bots stay gone, business as usual. If the bots come back, we make a big push for a boycott. And here's where I want to address the biggest critique levied at the Fix TF2 movement recently, which is the question of why a boycott wasn't the focus of the movement since the very beginning.
Okay, I know.
So,
wait. First, I want to say I have no idea why you would even why would you bring Wheezy? I get it. He came on the stream. He said the funny things with the Adderall. It's different. It's personal with him. Why the what would you do this? You don't need to do this. There's no reason that why you'd want to put focus on this issue when it only concerns a very small section of the TF2 fan base. It doesn't concern most people. It concerns like a very small portion of the TF2 fan base. And trying to defend this point means that you have to go. You are bringing it to a larger amount of the TF2 fan base completely unnecessarily. And I don't think it's a good idea. Even if you're correct. Sorry.
And like even funnier than that, it's like at least from what I've seen, it seems like the majority opinion that a boycott is the right thing to do.
Yes.
I'm probably biased because of my own audiences and what I'm exposed to, but I feel like most people agree that not giving the company the money is the right thing to do. Right?
Yes, and I feel like I have a decent like 2 feet in kind of the whatever the Zesty Richter sector or whatever you want to call them, and like the everyone else, and I have a decent I have 2 kind of sides in both of those 2 feet, 1 foot and 1 foot in the other one, and I feel like they are united in the sense that yes, we should boycott Valve. Like that seems to be the universal opinion from every side. With the exception of like some insane people, like most people, like 80% of the TF2 community seems to be on the same page with that.
And yeah, and not only that, but most people agree that it should have been pushed very early on, like as one of the main focuses. Like most people agree with that, from what I've seen. Like why, and most people are concerned as to why it wasn't pushed much earlier.
Yeah, yeah. And that might be more on your side of the community, I'd imagine, but because that's a sentiment you share, and I haven't really seen that as much elsewhere. But I can imagine that's also something people have thought. But yeah, anyways, yes. I just wanted to say that before we continue, because it bugs me because it's like why everything else I understand why you mentioned it. It's all future, present, future stuff. But like, why would you talk about the past like this? It's not. You don't need to. Not in the midst of the movement, certainly. Anyways, sorry.
at the Fix TF2 movement recently, which is the question of why a boycott wasn't the focus of the movement since the very beginning. I'd like to put it on the record that since the very beginning of Fix TF2, I have advocated for people to vote with their wallet. Abstaining from TF2 financially would certainly send a big message to Valve.
Retain that in your mind. Not spending money on the game would send a big message to Valve.
Yes.
Retain that in your memory.
That is the premise that has been established for everything that will be said onward.
But I think it's a matter of focus, and I don't think the boycott should ever have been the sole focus.
No one was asking for that. No one was saying that the boycott should have been the sole only focus.
Yes,
people were merely asking for a bigger emphasis to be put on a boycott, but not have it be the only facet of the movement. We all agree on this, right? That it should have been part of the whole. And this is something that I've been saying as well since the fucking beginning of this, that more emphasis should have been placed on the boycott. Because ultimately, and now we're getting into the whole repetition and repeating myself, the only thing Valve cares about is the money. And all of the social media noise could have been used to fuel the idea of people depriving Valve of their dollars by making them look bad and go, this is not the company you should be giving your money to. You can't have the bark without the bite and then win.
Yeah, and like I talked to Zesty about this before stream, but like I feel that you could argue that people like Zesty and even myself said that it should be a focus or a main focus, but not the focus, the only focus, nothing else.
No one said that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say no one because I'm sure someone said it. But
you're
like,
right. There's a non-zero number of people
there's
that probably said it should be the only focus, but like it was by no means a widely spread idea.
Yeah.
Or a widely agreed upon opinion that it should be the only focus.
Yeah, yes. PurpleColonel, what do you think?
I don't know. I feel like the boycott is, it could have been like a central kind of pillar of the whole thing, honestly, and I don't see why it shouldn't be.
Well, you know what? What's going to answer that question?
Okay. I watched the video and I thought his answer to that was pretty dumb, honestly, so
Oh, no.
I'm excited.
Is that an ad hominem? Are you serious? On my show?
Yeah.
Are you calling the
I
what
am.
stupid live?
I'm calling his argument stupid.
Man, wow. You know, I'm friends with the what on Discord.
Okay.
I can't believe you would say that to him like that. That's fucked up.
That's fine. I don't view him as fully human, okay? He's fair game.
Oh, yeah, he's a YouTuber. I'm sorry, my bad. My fault, original gangster. You're so right.
And so
here's
am I.
why.
We're all on the level.
Yeah, we're all on the same intellectual level. We're all subhuman. It's good.
Yeah.
Focus. And here's why. Sure, currently there are a lot of people on board with the boycott, but if you go back in time to when we were floating the idea of a Save TF2 revival with the public, it was a very different story. I put out a poll asking people for their thoughts on various protest methods floating around the community, with one of those methods being a boycott of TF2. The answers to this question were incredibly divided.
Okay,
I hate this so much. You go first. I have my notes that I've written on this, but you go first.
I have a few thoughts. One of them is, I remember this poll because I voted in it myself. This poll was made very shortly after UFR, like the one where we talked about Fix TF2, and you were there, and I played Subway Surfers while you and Wheezy argued about a boycott for like 30 minutes. It was like the day after that, and that, not to like toot the horn of the show or whatever, but that a lot of people saw that. And especially people who are very tapped into social media and the movement as a whole. A lot of people saw that. It's our most popular episode, was that episode. I don't know if it was... It seems like... Because at that point, there was a very heavy bias, in my opinion, against a boycott. At that point. Because the only people who had talked about it were Zesty and myself. And was Richter there? Yeah, Richter was there. And Richter. and everyone on that panel at that time. Those were the only people who I knew at the time who had discussed the idea of a boycott. And it was all behind the scenes stuff until that moment. And everyone kind of spurred on to the idea of a boycott after that. And as more and more people kept talking about it after that stream happened. And I feel like maybe I'm just biased because of my perspective, whatever. But I feel as if that heavily influenced people to think of this more divisively. It was much more divisive because of that stream rather than anything else. I don't know if that's true. That's my personal perspective on it, having viewed everything happen in chronological order. It's my perspective.
Sure. And then separate from that, what he's saying right now is also just false, because, and also one poll from what I assume to be, you know, within your own circles, either your Discord or your YouTube channel, what have you, or posted on Twitter, certainly doesn't reflect what many others were saying and what many others were seeing, which was a much, much bigger call for a boycott than you make out to be. It's really oddly dismissive to say, yeah, not that many people were talking about it, when people were talking about it since basically day one, and rather loudly. Even this own poll shows that 65% were either neutral or on board. And you have it's oh my god, you could have very easily explained or convinced or even like floated the idea to the remaining 20% why it is a good idea. Because again, money is the only thing Valve listens to. And wasn't the idea of a movement for people to take action? What if 20% of voters thought that fixed TF2 in general wasn't worth doing? Would you have altogether not done the movement because 20% thought it was divisive and not a good idea? It makes no sense. You still did the movement, because it was the right thing to do, but you ignore the boycott fitting the same criteria of being ignored. It's like, I don't...
Yeah,
what?
because especially early on in this movement, when it first started, there was a large contingent of people who didn't want the movement to succeed at all.
There were shitloads of people that were like just outright against fixed TF2 and like speaking out against it.
Yeah, so there's that, right? And I want to reword what I said because I didn't really explain it well. What I mean when I say what I said was, it probably didn't help that the most recent news that people had heard of when it came to people discussing a boycott was most controversial member of the TF2 community and second most controversial member of the TF2 community and me. Like, I don't think like me taking me out of the equation, Richter and Zesty being the people to argue with Wheezy about the fucking boycott, not once, but then later again on his stream, none of that helped. Now, granted, that was after the poll. That's not relevant to this. But none of that helped. This is not using a public poll where you poll people in this situation should not at all. It shouldn't have any bearing on the decision, because you don't know what percentage of those people are informed. You don't know what percentage of them are trolling. You don't know what percentage of them. You don't know anything about these people in this poll. All 2,400 of them. You'd have no idea. You don't even know if they play TF2. Now, most of them probably do, but you don't know that. This is not good data.
I would feel like if you're voting on a poll or doing anything related to TF2, you have at least some vested interest in the game, and you most likely play it in some capacity. I'll give them that benefit of the doubt.
I agree, but I also know that there is a large. I shouldn't say large. There is a somewhat sizable amount of people who wanted to see the movement fail and don't play the game or don't play it anymore.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why. So this poll is because you don't have enough demographic data, and also the timing of the poll was very unfortunate. This is not I don't think this is a good poll. This is bad evidence. This should not be used, in my opinion.
There you go.
What do you think, Alan?
I think whatever the majority says is probably what we should do, you know? And
yeah, it's like the election.
The mob rule always works.
It's like the election.
Never had bad effects.
A direct democracy is the best way. You're so right.
For the record, that's I don't think that's what he's arguing, but it is an appeal to the majority knows what's best, which
he's painting it out to be a much more divisive issue than it really was. Because just the knee-jerk thing to do is product being mishandled, don't spend money on product, and it should have been pushed.
Hold on.
I don't know why there's 9 damn options on the poll. Let's just
you gotta have a good spectrum.
Yeah.
You can just do like effective edit to any degree and harmful to any degree.
You probably could have done 5. I don't think 9 is. I don't think the possibly options. I think you can remove the possibly options and also the extremely options probably.
Yeah, most of these sorts of questions they usually have 5, right? Like yeah.
Someone said, "What about girlcott?" That's what I'm saying. Like everyone talks about the boycott, but no one talks about the girlcott.
True.
Also, yes, chat. I did by popular demand. I made a poll for the boycott, so we can yeah. Yes, I'm aware the poll is biased.
Every
Holy
poll is
shit.
biased.
Holy
Every
shit.
poll is biased.
Oh my god. The chat, the poll is a... All right. I did not think I need to explain that the poll was clearly a bit. I am so sorry.
But no, this also illustrates the point that, like, we have this poll right now, which is 89% in favor of a boycott. Then you go back to this one, which is only like 50%, right? Like, one poll is never the full story. Like, that's the point being illustrated here.
It's like the point. Also the poll is clearly a joke. I'm not gonna put this in a video where I advocate for a boycott and see, look at this poll. Like, I'm not gonna do that, because obviously, first of all, obviously this is gonna be overwhelming in favor of a boycott, but also, what the poll's on faulty pretenses anyways. I've already poisoned the well. There's no point. It's clearly a joke. Thank you. Let's continue. Bad poll. Bad poll. Slap the hand. Nuh-uh.
Incredibly divided, with over 20% of all voters believing a boycott would be non-productive, and a large portion of voters believing a boycott would be actively harmful to Team Fortress 2.
Wait, sorry. The 20% of people who say it's non-productive are also probably the sizable amount of people who thought that just nothing would happen at all, which isn't really addressing the question, because, like, I probably would... I don't remember what I vote. I think I voted effective or possibly effective, but, like, this poll is also a little bit faulty because it's under the pretense of how much fixed TF2 will be successful in general. So it's a very interesting pretense. That's all.
Opening the movement with a boycott would have been naturally divisive, and we wouldn't have seen as much support for the movement from the community as we otherwise would have.
Except now you're in this hypothetical world where the boycott was the only action, which one wasn't being called for, and two isn't what happened and wouldn't have happened. There would have been a much, much stronger positive reception towards a boycott if fixed TF2 had a bigger emphasis on this since day one.
Yeah. Also,
and you even admit that the biggest criticism that people had was the lack of them pushing one. Right? So again, he's contradicted himself by saying, oh, people were divided on it, so it wasn't worth doing, but it was also our biggest criticism that people wanted a bigger emphasis on it. It's like, oh my god. Yeah,
I don't understand. You have no way of knowing what the future would have been if you had done something different. It's impossible. You can't know, and you aren't providing me evidence for why it would be that way. You're just stating, oh, if we had pushed a boycott, we wouldn't have gotten the media attention that we did. We wouldn't have gotten the success that we did. When you have no way of knowing that. You could have gotten more for all you know, because it's in a more extreme measure by most accounts. Like, there's a number of outcomes, an infinite number of outcomes that could have happened that aren't the one that you're saying would happen. And you haven't explained to me why you think this. Also, Sandy Panquake donated $5 and said, "How dare you merely make me spit out my toothpaste?" This is in
Are you eating toothpaste?
I was gonna say, this is in reference to me flipping out because about the poll being actually a joke.
But why are you eating toothpaste?
That's a good question, actually. Why are you eating toothpaste?
Gotta have the minty flavor.
Someone said they're
eat toothpaste or drink toothpaste.
What flavor is your toothpaste?
Orange juice.
It's like something shitty. I don't know.
Mine is cherry.
Lucid, is this real? Toothpaste in Japan is root beer flavor?
What?
I've heard this. That, like, mint toothpaste is not a thing.
No.
In Japan.
Who the fuck?
Or rather, root beer soda is not a thing in Japan because their toothpaste tastes like root beer.
No. What are you...
I was lied to.
Whoever told you this is silly. They had one bad batch of toothpaste and projected it onto the entire country.
I wonder if there is root beer toothpaste.
I'm sure there is. Though I will say root beer is very uncommon in Japan. You have to like find it in like a specialty store. It's not very common.
Minting the default is like just an evil thing that's been done to us as a species, I think.
Also, chat, keep voting in the poll. I would like everyone to vote so I can see the exact numbers. Also, hold on. I would like to... Wait, what the fuck? Sorry, someone in... I won't say who, but someone in the fucking... the UFR chat said that we should react to an entire EFAP episode.
What is
That'd be
EFAP?
funny.
It's I, how do
I don't know what that is.
how do I explain such things? Okay, so you know how like what we do like on the show?
Yeah.
So the format of this show is based off of a show called EFAP, which is run by a set of different YouTubers. They do something very similar, except they don't always do the video coverage thing. That's only something they do some of the times. It's what they're most notorious for. And they also do it for even longer, if you can imagine, than how long we do it.
Oh God.
The show is called EFAP because it's an acronym standing for Every Frame a Pause.
I see.
And it's called that because they pause the show
Literally
a lot.
every frame.
Yeah, a lot. So yeah, and they cover, but they also cover. They don't really cover games as much. They cover like movies primarily.
Gotcha.
Imagine
Okay, well that's why it's
that, like,
long.
sucks, and everyone on it sucks, and that's about it.
PurpleColonel, we're gonna fight. We're gonna have words.
War.
I will.
That's fine.
Twitter war.
I have not had an online argument in years, except for the one we had on Twitter about Mahler.
I can help you with that.
That's barely an argument.
I can give you some points.
That was the most I've argued with someone on Twitter or in general in like years, unironically.
Okay.
I like him. I like Mahler. I wanna have a nice chat with him.
back.
I wanna talk to him about things. Why do people just keep putting EFAP but like with the dash in the middle? What's happening? EFAP is not a porn website, chat. Yeah, no, I think EFAP's cool. I was watching their coverage of The Acolyte earlier today. It's pretty goofy. The Acolyte's a pretty goofy show.
Okay. Are they mad that there's like lesbians in it? Is that
No?
Is that what
They
the
don't.
level's at?
Are you baiting? Is this a bit? Oh, okay.
I've seen enough sort of clips from these things. It seems
They don't.
That's just generally what
That's
they're
not
on
what
about.
they do. They don't. They literally never mention it. They never mention the fucking minorities of the pursed people. What are you talking about? At least I shouldn't say never. I should say that the hosts don't. I can't speak for the guests, but Mahler, Rags, and Fringy basically never do.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, they talk about the fucking they talked about how they thought it was funny because in the Acolyte one of the characters kills themselves, and it's like a huge mystery of like why did he kill himself, and he killed himself because he was like 20 years ago he like helped save a girl from some witches, and it apparently was traumatizing enough, but the show doesn't like justify it, so it was a pretty good bit.
Okay.
Why did someone say I'm about to bust? What the fuck does that mean?
I'm gonna kill myself if you don't start watching the video again. Oh my God, relax.
No, we should talk.
Damn, if y'all just want to watch the video, just go watch it.
We should talk about something. We should talk about something else.
Yeah. Favorite color of sky.
We should just turn on a Mahler video and watch that, and then we finish that. We could get back to the video. PurpleColonel would instantly leave.
I would not watch a Mahler video. He's good. You know what it is? What I remember from when I watch Mahler videos, he would be like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna talk about the Star Wars and why. Look, they have the scene with the bomber, and I'm gonna talk about how the bomber is fucking stupid for 4 fucking hours, longer than it's on screen in the fucking movie. And I'm gonna tell you what's the worst fucking thing that's ever happened to fucking Star Wars." Ugh. And that's just it for the whole like 5-hour-long video. It's just that over and over for all the different things that show up in the film.
That's inaccurate, but I'll it's fine. It's pretty funny. It's a good caricature. I need to
I'm not a fan.
No, that's fair. I do understand. Yeah. The good news for you, PurpleColonel, is that he's actually too long to cover on UFR. We would be here for fucking days. Yeah. Speaking of which, I was mulling over the idea of covering the 12-hour long Badwater video.
Oh my God.
For like the 100th episode of the show, where like me and Alan like trade off being on the show, and it runs for like 24 hours.
That'd be funny. I mean, that's like the
That would
reverse,
be
though, where it's
wild.
like, oh, this is why it's good, and I'm gonna tell you every single detail why it's good for an overly long amount of time. And
That would go
don't
for
know.
over 24 hours.
It would have to, right?
Yeah.
We have to do it for like a weekend. Be a fucking marathon.
This is sort of video that I just don't. I don't understand the appeal of it, and it just seems not good.
Well, it's background noise. That's the point of it. Is you just leave it on
I
running
guess
in the
so.
background as you're doing other things. You're not really paying attention to it that deeply.
You're talking about the Badwater video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Badwater.
Yeah, no.
I guess so. I don't know.
What? Yeah, no. I haven't seen the video myself, but yeah, it's probably good background noise. I don't know. In knee ways, the what said fixed TF2 isn't the same anymore. Can we talk about it?
Huh?
He said fixed TF2 isn't the same anymore.
Okay.
Opening the movement with a boycott would have been naturally divisive, and we wouldn't have seen as much support for the movement from the community as we otherwise would have. Another reason to not make the boycott the main focus of the movement is that a boycott would only be inclusive to TF2's core player base. The people
That
that
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's all parts. I'm gonna let him finish the
Wait.
statement before I
no.
get on him.
But Dynareg donated $5 Canadian. Thank you. I have to ask how vindicated some of y'all felt after more and more people started to backpedal on their opinions against the boycott.
I don't feel vindicated. I'm angry that it wasn't just a bigger focus. Like I don't feel like I'm being proven right. It's just this thing that should have happened and it didn't, and it's really frustrating.
I'm more vindicated about the people who started saying, wait a second, this hurts Valve's PR, even though that's what I've been literally saying for the past like month. That's what I feel vindicated about.
Yes, it makes Valve look bad when you have a whole bunch of people coming out and publicly saying, not spending money on your game. Hello? Fuck!
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's what I feel. The boycott stuff just kind of makes me frustrated. Because it's still not a thing that like is being hyper advocated for now. Like it hasn't changed really. Like the public not the public perception, the public opinion has changed, but that's not to do with like this. That's to do with like people yapping about it on social media and on this show. That's not. Yeah, no. Yeah.
to TF2's core player base, the people that actually play the game and spend money on it. People outside of or adjacent to the TF2 community would not have been able to participate because it's not like someone can spend...
It's not the only thing that would be done. Why?
No, that's the
it's
super
one of
frustrating part. It's not the only thing.
It's not
part of the whole.
It was.
Like,
this is not an argument that the people that this panel was making. PurpleColonel
no one
said
was
that.
making this argument. Okay, so what? Okay, what does this mean? What does core player base mean? He's saying it includes anyone who spends any amount of money on TF2. Is I assume what he means. You know, regularly or otherwise spending money on the game. Here's the thing. It doesn't matter if people who didn't play the game or didn't spend money on it couldn't participate. You could have also, like we're saying, also encouraged those who do spend money on the game to not do so.
Mm-hmm.
Like, again, part of the whole. And also, you wouldn't be leaving people out of this because you have people who aren't spending money on the game who will be thinking to themselves, great, I'm already doing my part by not spending money on the game. I'm just going to keep doing that. Hello?
And you just add it to the things you already did.
Yeah, you're just adding it to all of this. And it's like literally the most inclusive thing you could have done for this boycott. People already not spending money on the game, they're already doing their part. People spending money on the game, encourage them to not do so. You're not excluding anybody by encouraging a boycott.
Yeah.
To say it's this exclusive club to be a part in is ridiculous.
Yeah, that might be true under the assumption that it is literally the only thing being proposed, but that's not the fucking argument. That isn't what most people are saying. It's just not the point. It's not the point. It's not the point.
Spend money on it. People outside of or adjacent to the TF2 community would not have been able to participate because it's not like someone can spend less than $0. And if there's
they're already doing their part.
They are already
by not
participating.
money.
Yeah, they are
Just
participating
tell
by
them to keep
existing.
doing that.
They are just
Tell them to keep doing that.
Their existence is participation. Like what? That's. What were you gonna say, Alan?
anything we've learned in recent times, thanks to this series of videos made by can spend less than $0. And if there's anything we've learned in recent times, thanks to this series of videos made by ZestyJesus, it's that TF2's core player base isn't as big as we all imagined it being.
That makes me so it's this really passive-aggressive, dismissive thing to say, like, oh, he's gonna reference my videos by saying, not that many people play the game and spend money on it, so it's not worth encouraging those who do spend money to not do so. Which is hilarious, because why would someone not invested in TF2 at all bother with fixed TF2 in the first place? Why would they sign a petition for a game they don't care about? I know that I know for a fact that I didn't leave a negative rating on Helldivers because I don't play Helldivers. I didn't involve myself in the World of Warcraft petition because I don't play World of Warcraft. To imply that most people engaging with fixed TF2 don't play the game or don't spend money on or aren't even like remotely invested in it is laughable. Like, that's like, I feel like that's the point he's trying to make by dismissing, oh, there's not that many people, so it's not worth doing, when again, you're trying to encourage every part of this at the same time.
Yeah, and also, like, obviously the voices of people who play the game more actively are going to be amplified more simply because they likely have connections within their local circle. They're known for playing TF2, what have you. Like, I know people, Alan can attest, people at my college who know that I make YouTube videos, like, asked me about the fixed TF2 stuff when it was happening because they heard about it adjacently. And like I know someone who signed the petition just because they knew about it, and then they told me that they did because I'm a TF. They see me as a TF2 guy, so like that all of that can happen on a micro level, and this isn't taking into account the people adjacent to people someone telling like, hey, can you guys all sign up for this? Like none of that is being accounted for. It's just, oh, well, ZestyJesus said there aren't that many people. There's only like, what, 30,000? That's not that many. We don't need to encourage those people to not spend money on the game, which is...
Look, dude, here's the thing, man. It's not 30,000 unique players. That's one thing I fucked up in my video by saying and people misconstrued it as only 30,000 people play TF2. No. There's a lot more unique players that play TF2, like either not every day or like some days of the week, only on weekends, right? So think of it this way, right?
It's an
people who signed the petition, anyone who signed the petition, more than likely got involved because they care enough about the game to involve themselves, and also likely play the game as well, and also likely spend money on the game as well, in some capacity, be it monthly, daily, weekly, on an update basis, what have you. So...
They're also,
go ahead.
I was gonna say there is also a significant contingent of people who played the game in like 2015 and want to play it again but can't because of the bots, or don't want to because of the bots. Like
exactly.
Most of the people I talked to who are part of the military in that video, most of them were in that group where they stopped playing TF2 either because of the bots or because of Beat Your Match, and they want to play it again, or they'd be interested in playing it again, but they can't because the game's not playable. Those people count. They matter.
But here's the thing, and this is the argument I'm addressing, Joe. He says most of the 300,000 signatures are definitely not currently playing. No, they're not playing at this moment because TF2 sees 30,000 peak players a day. But these are potentially 300,000 unique players that play at some time during the week, during the weekend, certainly not every day. I certainly don't play every day, but these are all unique players that, and definitely some of them, if not most of them, have likely spent money on the game in some capacity over the years. And you could have encouraged everyone in there, even those who don't spend money on the game, to continue to not do to continue to not do so. And the portion of people who are in there that do spend the money, you could have told them to not do so going forward. That's a lot of people.
It also completely this doesn't address the fact that by calling for a boycott, literally no downside. Not a single one. There is not a single downside. It doesn't exist. 2, it stresses how bad the problem is. 3, it makes you guys seem more serious. It makes the movement seem more serious. Like, you wouldn't have fucking, as garbage as that fucking video was, you wouldn't have people like Monkey being able to say, like, fixed TF2's a joke. Because of if you just did this thing, it's this one simple trick that you can use to eliminate all of the people who are criticizing you for, like, actually fair reasons. Like, basically all of that criticism stems from this one thing that you had to do, and you were doubling down and saying that, no, we couldn't have done that, when you absolutely could have, and there's no downside to doing it.
Yes. And again, the thing that bothers me the most is that he like brings up my videos to dismiss like, oh yeah, there's not that many people that play the game, so we had to go to people who don't play the game or who aren't actively involved in the TF2 sphere to try and get Valve to do something. But these people have nothing that they can deprive Valve of to get their attention to do something. Why would fucking people who play, I don't know, Helldivers or World of Warcraft or Paper Mario or something, one, why would they care about what's happening with TF2 if they don't play the game? And what could they deprive Valve of if they're not monetarily invested in the game, right?
And
nothing.
And for those people,
all of that noise means nothing. They can't.
Sorry.
It's,
and for those people, that is what the petition's for. For people who don't play TF2 actively but want to help, that's what the petition's for. But we're in this hypothetical universe where we only advocate for a boycott. We don't do a petition. We don't do anything else, which is like,
which isn't what people were asking for at all.
It's not the point. It's cringe. Ah. But chat, what does Alan think?
What do I think?
What does Alan think?
I agree.
There you go.
How much money have you spent on TF2, Alan?
I don't know, maybe like $10 ever.
Literally a bootlicker. Can't believe you.
So no, because I only started playing after it went free to play, so I had to buy something.
Here, let me just pull up a poll that I put on my channel.
Chat's just saying we agree.
So I put up a poll on my channel yesterday that has 17,000 votes on it. I asked, how often do you spend money on TF2? Daily, weekly, monthly, per update basis, or never? 67% of people said never, which is great. There you go. But that leaves the other, what is that, 33% of people that do spend money on the game. So think about this for a minute. If you could hypothetically extrapolate that to the poll, that's 33% of 300,000. A third is 100,000 people that you could have, you know, delivered the message to of, hey, maybe don't spend money on the game. Right? That's a much bigger potential volume of people. And like than he tries to make it out to be by referencing my video.
And if anything, the people who watch your videos are likely not the people who typically spend money on TF2, because you are often very negative on the state of the game and encourage people to not spend money on the game even prior to boycott discussions because of like workshop stuff.
It doesn't matter if 100,000 people are actively playing the game or not. What matters is that there's over 300,000 people that likely engage with the game at some point during the week. Concurrent players does not reflect all players. Like it's not. I don't understand why this is a point of contention. Like, say CS:GO has 1 million people playing right now, but that doesn't mean only 1 million people play CS:GO. Tens of millions of people play CS:GO. It's not the same. It's not the same 30,000 people playing TF2 every day.
No, there's only 30,000 people, and they all log on every single day incrementally. You were so right, Zesty. That's what I took away from your video.
They're on a schedule.
Yeah, they have to clock into TF2 and clock out.
8 hours a day.
A boycott would have garnered less supporters, less headlines, and less people talking about the movement.
How do you know this? How?
Why?
How?
And
Why?
it makes
How?
no sense.
How and
It's
why?
so laughable.
How and why do you know this? You have no way of knowing this.
And also, isn't like a boycott the first thing that people do when they're dissatisfied with a product or company, aside from complaining about it on social media? They protest and they boycott. So how in any way would have this garnered fewer headlines? It's still a great headline for a random game journal to slap into an AI prompt, right? You know, TF2 boycott, boom, instant article. If you had enough people doing that, it would have garnered the same amount of noise and headlines. It makes no sense.
Also, people in the chat who are telling me to play the video and not pause it. Welcome to the show. Glad this is your first time here. I'm so sorry. This is what we do. If you want to watch the video, you can go watch the video. I'm sorry.
That's how it goes.
I find it hilarious that PurpleColonel has been it's been like built up, like people have been wanting him on the show, and he's just here. His fucking profile pictures in the Discord VC, and he's just chilling.
Yeah, this might maybe I'm not cut out for the show, but I think there's interesting stuff at the very least. So
We appreciate your company.
I agree.
thank you.
We appreciate you for the 30 words you say in the 4 hour span that we run the show.
Okay.
It's that TF2's core player base isn't as big as we all imagined it being. A boycott would have garnered less supporters, less headlines, and less people talking about the movement. And the purpose of the movement was to create a lot of noise. Another aspect of the boycott that often goes untold.
Like, and again, this goes back to, okay, but what is the bark without the bite? Like I said earlier, if you had no follow through, nothing to deprive Valve of, noise is something that Valve can entirely ignore. That's what I said in my video. Even if you acknowledge earlier in the video that he said the only reason why Valve did anything was for the money, Deadlock, and getting people to buy keys, but then he says, you know, money is their primary motivation, but apparently it's not worth doing a boycott. Again, it's this weird contradiction that makes no sense.
I agree. Also, when he said noise, I immediately thought of you saying noise that Valve can ignore. Like when when you came on UFR and also in your video.
Yes, because Valve doesn't care about bad press unless it hurts their bottom line, which it wasn't, because it wasn't encouraging people to hurt their bottom line and deprive them of dollars.
I mean, it does hurt their... I disagree. It does hurt their bottom line in a non-zero amount. Just, it could have hurt it more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Sandy Panquake donated 5 and said, Purple is the emotional support guest. And honestly, I think that that Purple and Alan are just, like, playing chess in a park somewhere. That's my headcanon for where they are.
I'm winning.
Alan's pretty bad at chess, I think, so...
What? You have wrong thoughts.
Didn't you play Yuki and you lost?
No, what the fuck?
Yuki, did you beat Alan in chess? I'll believe you. I'll believe anything you say, actually. That's not true, Yuki. I don't believe anything you say.
Is that while yes, Valve as a company would be affected by a boycott, Valve is not the only group that makes money from TF2 sales. A portion of all revenue generated from community-made submissions is given back to the creators. I can only imagine that many of these workshop creators depend on the revenue generated from their hard work on the game.
Why are you, again, painting us as the bad guys? Like, oh, you could be hurting these innocents here by doing the right thing and boycotting the company.
Because this argument could be made for literally any boycott ever. Because you're always hurting people who work for the company, and workshoppers in our contractors who work for the company. You are all. This is true for any boycott. This is and it is not a justification for why a boycott should never be done. Because if this argument means something to you, then you should never boycott anything ever, because this is always true. And for the record, it's fine. Because if the company that people work for is doing badly and you want them to do better, for instance, this is the concept of a workers' strike as well. Like, obviously, if workers strike, then that hurts the customers who get their products either less efficiently or not at all. So the workers still strike, and that hurts the customers. But people don't talk about that in going in that direction, right? When customers strike or when they boycott, then they are hurting the workers. It is a push and pull that exists, but both actions hurt the company, and the company will then treat the harmed group better in the long run. That is how boycotts and strikes work. They push and pull together.
Yes. And also, listen, and to take this in a completely different direction, listen, I'm sorry to break it to you, but most of the recurring names that Valve picks from in terms of content selections for Team Fortress 2, they genuinely only care about one thing, and they care about the money. Many, not all of them, need to say this again, many, but not all workshoppers, the biggest workshoppers, have time and time again show that they do not care about the game or its players. Hell, some of the biggest names were making fun of the guy who went to Valve dressed up as the Scout and also make fun of the fixed TF2 movement. And I quote, Lucid, and I quote, here are my receipts, putting it in podcast general. These are some of the biggest workshoppers who said, and I quote, TF2 fans are such an annoyance. They should go play other games. Direct quotes from workshoppers who have multiple items accepted into the game. These are the people who make your hats. And listen, I'm sorry, you're not tugging at my heartstrings to make me feel bad for these guys. Now, naturally, workshoppers are going to be vehemently against fixed TF2 in a boycott because throughout this entire time, they also kept getting paid because they've had no incentive to do anything because the status quo benefits them. People keep spending money on the game, and Valve keeps giving them a paycheck. So it's no wonder that they didn't like fixed TF2 or the idea of a boycott because it jeopardizes their income no matter what we do. And listen, this goes back to my, and to go back to my point, not every workshopper thinks this way. There are plenty of them who do care about this game. And we had Zyth in the chat, who is a map maker, who said, don't give money to Valve. Because in the short term, a boycott is a much more beneficial because the ultimate goal is to improve the state of the game. And as a result, more people would spend more money on it in the long term, and everyone wins with a little short-term sacrifice. And if you're relying on TF2 hat money to live, I'm sorry, that's not my problem. And like Lucid said, it's collateral damage for ultimately a greater good. Nor is it my own problem. Like, I shouldn't have to be worrying about this. Valve certainly doesn't give a fuck about these guys either, because they collectively share less than 2% of all key sales with each other. It's like the what is trying to passively guilt trip people into spending money on the game to support workshoppers. It's like, that's how it's coming off to me. Like, it's, why are we the enemy here? I don't get it.
Yeah, once again, this argument could be applied to literally any boycott or workers' strike ever. When you take away money from a company, you hurt somebody. You always hurt the company, but you also hurt people who work for the company and their families. That's just the way of the world. In this situation, it's actually even more arguable that it's fine because these people are, like, the people who do workshopping for Valve are in a very different position in terms of job security from people who work directly for the company. Because the success of workshoppers directly depends on the success of the TF2, which is constantly in flux, unlike the success of Valve, which is pretty steady, relatively speaking. So this is a bad argument, basically. This is not good.
I don't see why workshop people wouldn't want the game to get fixed more than like anyone else, honestly.
Yeah, so they can make more money.
Status quo benefits.
Like, oh no, fuck this community trying to fix the game. Like, that's ridiculous.
Thing is, the status quo benefits them, and this is, here we go with people getting mad at me for talking about these things, but it really is a circle of about 30 to 45, probably about 30 people that consistently have their content accepted into the game, and very, very few new names ever get laced in. So it really is a small, tight-knit group. Well, benefits them because they keep getting paid.
Like, you should... What the fuck? Is my camera frozen? Are we good? Are we chilling? Sorry, Streamlabs just froze. That was weird. Sorry.
And also, there's a very common misconception that map makers don't get a cut of key sales. They do. Map makers, just like every other workshop item creator, they get a cut of key sales as well.
Hold on. Okay, we're back. All right. Chat, are we good?
It looks like you're back.
Okay, cool. Thank you, chat. I'm sorry about that. My stream just took a fat shit. Sorry about that. No, yeah. So I was gonna say, man, fuck, I forgot it. Damn it. Me seeing my stream go away was unfortunate.
I'll say it again because it probably got cut off. A very common piece of misinformation floating around is that map makers don't get a cut of key sales. They do. There's like this weird rumor or like lie going around that they only get money from map stamp sales. That's not true. They also get a cut of key sales. So just to put that out there, because for some reason I'm seeing more videos putting that out into the ether that they don't get a cut of key sales.
Is that key sales just on the specific key for like the update that it's?
Yes, just that update. Just that update.
Okay.
Also, can I get a check to make sure the stream's still running? People are still saying it's like dead, but they're probably being trolled.
I'm seeing it's running right now, so.
All right, cool.
Yep, looks fine to me.
What I was gonna say is, if this argument could also be made to say, you don't boycott the game because Valve doesn't do things. This is a less direct argument, but because other people who make money off TF2, right? Like YouTubers. Like, hypothetically, why traders? People. This boycott would hurt anyone, and yet you see people who probably, like, in a tangible way, negatively negatively affects our bottom line as YouTubers if TF2 dies, right? So we are going to advocate for what will, if we're thinking entirely financially, which we're not, but if we were, then we would still be advocating for a boycott, even if it hurts our bottom line in the short term, because in the long term, if TF2's alive, we get to make more content. That is true for every other job that depends on Team Fortress 2 in some way. It's just another thing to add onto the pile of like thought of just this does not make any level of sense. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Also, someone asks, yes, map makers also get all of the revenue from map stamps, so they earn the same, if not more money than normal workshoppers do, the ones that make cosmetics.
Awesome. Also, CIA super chatted 50 something and said, new Big Citrus video just dropped. He's now fully advocating to return to Overwatch 1. We might
What does that mean?
We might have to. Okay, well, I could probably elaborate. Also, wait, before I continue, yes, what I was trying to get across with the thing I said about YouTubers and traders and stuff is it is best to do what is best for the whole, even if it negatively affects me as a YouTuber, Zesty as a YouTuber, or anyone else who depends on TF2 for money in some capacity. Thank you. Good night. I didn't explain that very well. I think what Big Citrus is, if that is true, because I haven't seen the video, I think what Big Citrus is probably saying is there's been a lot of discourse about how, given the new Overwatch update, people are like, man, we should really go back to 6v6, because 6v6 was so much better. Which is, interesting if Big Citrus believes that, because he was a hard 5v5, he was sucking the dick of 5v5 in the videos that we watched, so I would be, I'd be interested to know. I would be interested to know about to look at that video. Might have to peep that next week. Who knows?
You shouldn't advocate for it returning to any Overwatch whatsoever. I think that's just evil.
Yeah.
Just evil stuff to put in the world.
Yeah, we should return to Gary's mod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just any other game really.
Someone's stuck in the 5v5 bubble. I agree. All right. Anyways, back to arguments.
From their hard work on the game, and a complete financial boycott of TF2 would hurt the individual creators much more than would hurt Valve as a company. The people who make the game's content nowadays are not the people responsible for the bot problem, so I don't think it's necessarily fair that they are punished the most. So yes, I understand that a boycott would send a great message to Valve. I don't think anyone is denying that. But I want to offer you my perspective as to why a boycott would not have been the miracle fix to have gotten Valve off their asses like people seem to think.
Who said it would just work? Like, it would just work, because even Zesty didn't say that. Like even the people most advocating for a boycott didn't say this would work definitively. They just the argument was there's literally no reason why not to do it, and it would cause and it is the most tried and true method that has worked in the past. Those were the two.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that because
arguments.
This boycotting is consistently the thing that gets companies off their ass. We've seen it with World of Warcraft. We see it with War Thunder. See it with Helldivers. Countless other company boycotts unrelated to video games. When the consumers are mad and deprive the company of dollars, the company fixes the shit people are upset with. It's seen everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like we just said, no one is saying that the boycott should have been the sole focus. People are upset because it was hardly mentioned at all as part of the whole, because there was no reason to exclude it.
Mm-hmm.
We had every reason to include it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just this practically non-existent thing inside the movement, and it was practically non-existent when the movement had the most momentum, when you could have placed the idea in as many people's heads as possible to deprive Valve of dollars, which is, I'm going to say for the upteenth time again, beating the dead horse until there's fucking glue. They only listen to the money, and the money is the number one thing that is the most tangible to Valve. Simple as that.
Also, Little Goober super chatted $2 to say Overwatch is a game ? And maybe. We actually chose, me and Alan chose to play TF2 over Overwatch yesterday. Can you believe it? I bet if Alan was here, he'd have something very funny to say.
I don't know if I would say that I chose that. It's more that you guys did not want to play Overwatch. There are things I like Overwatch for that are different. I like the two games for different things because they're different games.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah. No, I think that you're a TF2 hater, actually.
No, actually, Overwatch is just better. And,
I think you're the real grifter.
And I've been grifting this whole time.
You've been grifting. I give you a cut of all these super chats.
I have not received any.
That's not true.
So that's news to me.
Cut?
Fuck you. Fuck no. My money.
I'm charging an appearance fee from now on.
Damn. I'll pay you 5 refined metal.
That's okay. That's
a high
good.
price.
5 ref is 5 ref.
I view a boycott.
What do you do with refined metal? Does that even do anything anymore? Can you like do stuff?
I don't know.
with that
People
in the
used to
game,
use that as like a currency underneath keys. I don't know if it's even worth anything anymore. But
It's primarily used to buy keys. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not really worth
How
much on its own.
much
do
is refined
people
worth
still
right
use
now?
it as like, oh yes, this weapon is worth 4 ref?
Not really.
Only one
Very few
refined.
people still pay in refined metal for smaller items like paints, name tags, sometimes kill streak kits. But usually, if it starts getting above a value of 1 key, then refined metal isn't really used very often.
Got you.
It's mostly used to buy keys in bulk.
Oh,
That
your
would be. I
buttons
wonder
are
if
up.
there's a good video about that. Is the inflation of TF2?
I'm probably going to have a section on that in my video because it's directly tied to idle bots farming items for metal.
I want
Yeah, 5 refined is 10 cents.
That's not true. 1 refined metal is worth less than a penny.
Oh. Well, that's what it says on backpack.tf. But maybe
The
it's-
backpack.tf prices are not reflective of what people actually pay for.
Yeah.
someone apparently the AI chat summary says viewers are debating a boycott against Valve due to the mistreatment of workshop creators. They are arguing over the effectiveness of the boycott, the potential consequences for Valve, and the role. And I just want to say that's pretty accurate.
That's what we're doing.
That's kind of scary. I want to go back to 1997 when this wasn't real.
Yeah, when the Nintendo 64 was new
Wants to-
technology.
He wants to get plugged into the Matrix.
We had scary Wario in that Mario 64 though. It's not much better.
Scary Wario is my favorite fucking. I almost said
Yeah.
Persona. Holy shit, I'm losing it.
Those,
Gary Wario.
what does he say again? He goes, "Oh, Wario will show you fun" in the video.
Yeah, and it's from the fucking E3 demonstration, but people thought it was real. That was a good
game.
time. That was a good
It's
time.
for real. Yeah,
I've
I've seen it.
Also, Sandy Panquake super chatted another $5. Thank you very much, and said Overwatch 2 feels like a financial shitpost that deals with many lawsuits dealing with breast milk. Financial shitpost is a good way to describe both of these games. Actually, now that you mentioned it, financial shitpost is kind of apt for most live service games, even.
It's like a horrible plague that Valve has unleashed on the whole game industry, honestly, and I don't feel bad for them at all that they have to deal with just keeping it around forever, even though they clearly do not care and do not want to.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I like what does the alternate universe look like where TF2 isn't a live service game? It's just a game that gets updated but doesn't have any monetary, market. Like, do you think it's still around today?
It probably wouldn't have been updated nearly as much, but I think it would be more like Quake or Half-Life Deathmatch, but probably with more players, especially because it released on consoles and stuff. I think it would be doing better than most of those older games, but not as good as I don't know if Overwatch would even exist. I don't know if other companies would even bother really with these sorts of games.
Yeah, if they hadn't
monetized them that way.
Yeah, if they hadn't seen the tried and true method.
Yeah.
What do you think, Zesty? Do you think if TF2 didn't have a market, do you think it would be around today?
If TF2 didn't have a market?
Like, if it didn't have any more monetary system within it, like cosmetics and stuff.
I think there'd be... Well, no, because according to my poll, 67% of people have not spent money on the game at all.
Yeah, but I'm talking
So
about
it would-
if it never had that feature.
If it never...
Yeah,
like,
if the man economy update
that
didn't
never happened.
exist. Yeah, if the main economy update didn't happen, basically. Do you think it would still be around today?
Yeah, I think so. Just because the game is good. If it still got all of the same content it did in terms of weapons and balance changes and maps and what have you, the things that don't incentivize people to spend money, then I think it still would have a notable following even today.
Yeah, interesting.
Not as big, that's for sure, but I still think people will be playing it.
Interesting. I was just curious.
Just because the game is good, like it stood the test of time as just being one of the best first-person shooters ever made.
I'd argue like Half-Life Deathmatch is also like very good, very fun kind of multiplayer action and stuff. But that's like there's maybe 30 people who play that on and off. So.
Yeah, but like I don't think Half-Life Deathmatch is unique in the same way that TF2 is.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
Just like play a game for a while and then they'd move on to like the next game. People didn't used to get stuck playing the same game for like 20 years like they do now with these ones. So.
Well, that's the Minecraft effect. That's a Minecraft thing. In my opinion.
I blame Minecraft for all the things I hate about video games now.
Yeah. Okay. Like I think it's mostly a Minecraft thing, like where people think that they have to have, when they buy a game, they expect to have 100+ hours in it, rather than a good experience, and they don't really think about the time. I think that's kind of a Minecraft thing.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if that's necessarily like a bad thing that Minecraft did. I think it's just been kind of maladapted by a bunch of people.
Yeah.
To have gotten Valve off their asses like people seem to think. I view a boycott as a piece of a larger puzzle, and I heavily disagree with the...
As did everybody else.
That's crazy.
That's literally what everyone was saying. Or I would say like the overwhelming majority of people were saying it should have been part of the whole.
Yeah, I have not... Yeah. I didn't see anyone saying that it should have been the only thing that was done. With no other attachments.
I didn't see a single person say that either.
Not even Monkey said that.
Nope.
People seem to think. I view a boycott as a piece of a larger puzzle, and I heavily disagree with the notion that a boycott should have been the only thing we advocated for. And on the topic of...
you were showing a bunch of evidence of people saying things at the beginning of this video when you were talking about things that weren't the boycott, but when the boycott was being discussed, suddenly there's no receipts. Because... Why don't you show examples of people saying, when you say I heavily disagreed with the notion that the boycott should have been the only thing we advocated for, that'd be a great time to put a tweet up on screen that says, this is the thing, we should, what's with this petition? Fuck the petition. We just need a boycott with no other things. That's where you put that on screen. Why is it not there?
Who knows? And listen, I still stand by my point that a boycott should have been the primary focus, and then all of the noise and tools on social media should have been what should have been used to fuel that idea, but it shouldn't have been the sole focus because it alone wouldn't have done anything.
Yep.
Of giving people perspective, I want to offer you my insight on why we made the petition the central focus and why we did things how we did them. So, why a petition? Unlike the first Save TF2 or even a boycott, with a petition, the TF2 community would see the tangible results of their efforts, because the website would live update with an ever-increasing number of signers. People are going to want to keep coming back to this.
How many of you went back to the website after you signed it?
Me.
I went like a couple times to see how high it was getting.
How often were you? I'm curious. How often were people checking this?
I did it twice afterwards.
I signed it and I didn't look at it again. That's just me.
I think you're probably in the minority. I think a lot of people wanted to see the site live update.
Because I'm just curious.
Yeah, but yeah, I was gonna say. I think
because I agree with him on this. Like, I agree that like it's a good way to propel the idea forward. Like, it's a good way to like get a lot of people on board, see the number go up. But I'm just curious how many people actually like went back and kept checking it.
Yeah, people in chat are saying every day, a lot. Someone said 2 hours, every 2 hours.
Every 2 hours, you had like a little like alarm go off on your phone.
I also, yeah, people are talking about like YouTube videos showed the count, and as the movement went on, it went up and up and up. I think that the what is correct here. I don't disagree with anything.
Oh no, I agree with him too.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm fine with the petition being like the focus, like because that is where the website, where all of like the mission statement is. It's just weird that there isn't a fucking part of the mission statement that says, hey, we should boycott the fucking game. We should stop spending money on the game. Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, that's like, yeah, I don't disagree with this.
site, share the site around, and keep up to date with the movement, because they want to see that number go up. The first save TF2 flared up and died within a day because internet trends come and go in the blink of an eye. Having that counter...
I don't think that's really... There are a number of reasons. That might be one of them. I don't even know if it'd be the primary one, but...
Also, it's kind of, I mean, and to be fair, this is true after 2 weeks. Like right now, people have already stopped caring.
I mean,
people have moved on.
Well, people have moved.
Like,
people move on quickly in general.
Yeah, even before the bot fix came out, people were already like done and fed up with it, and they're just like, yeah, fuck it. They're not like they weren't like as heavily invested as they were when it first started.
Well, yeah, but that's going to happen.
It certainly did last longer, right? It certainly did last longer than the first one around, but like.
Yeah, no, I do think that's part due to the petition's existence. It gave someone something to share around that didn't have the fucking YouTubers' names on it, for instance. Like I think there was a, yeah.
I agree, and I think the larger aspect of that was we're gonna deliver this to Valve, and that's what people were waiting for. And then when and then that's when like people started getting angry, like, hey, when are y'all doing this? When's the cutoff date? And they're like, when is this? When is it? And they weren't really giving an answer, and that started pissing people off too. I think that was one of the main reasons why people were like sticking around. Is like they want to see the number go up, and then they want to see it get delivered, and they were just waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with him, but I don't think that the reason he gives is why the movement failed, even majorly. I think there were a bunch of other issues.
No, the reason why fixed TF2 didn't last as long is because Valve made the tweet. That was the finality that people wanted.
Well, yeah, that's one reason. I
think that was the reason.
That
is the primary
okay.
reason why save TF2 immediately stopped. Is because we got Valve to acknowledge the problem.
Well, no, because I agree, but that's like part of a bigger issue where like even now you have Wheezy and this video existing to say like, hey, it's not really over. Like, it's not really over. And like I feel like if you had more people pushing like, oh, it's not over, like. There was it's like the Valve tweet kind of did solidify things, but if you had better organization, we'll say I think that the Valve tweet wouldn't have been the final straw. You know, I think it would have kept going.
I agree.
It's like it's a multi-layered problem, but I think I agree that the Valve tweet probably was the catalyst for it all to just kind of die out.
Yeah, because like we were like, okay, they're working on it, and it's like we're waiting, we're waiting,
bug fixes,
still waiting. Yeah.
Hey, we got bug fixes. Spy doesn't do the thing where he clips inside of the person's hat anymore. Hooray.
Yay.
Number go up. The first save TF2 flared up and
no, sorry, I want to run. Just heard number go up.
They want to see that number go up. The first save TF2 flared up and died within a day because internet trends come and go in the blink of an eye. Having that counter to drive engagement gives us more longevity, and the longer people talk about the problem, the better. Even a boycott would not have lasted this long. Sure, I bet some of you would have stayed true to your word and not...
How the fuck do you know that?
How do you know?
How? How do you know these things? You just are shouting it into the wind, and like I don't believe you.
Honestly, I do think people kind of give up on boycotts pretty quick and stuff. It doesn't... I've never seen like a whole lot of boycotts that really stick around too long.
I've seen a few in my day.
Yeah, I don't know much about the World of Warcraft one. I might need to look into that more. But
well, not even just video game specific ones. I've seen quite a few really hurt companies, especially in recent years. I've seen some pretty effective ones, pretty major ones work really well.
I agree with Sandy Panquake. Thanks for the...
two examples are Target and Bud Light.
My bad.
They hemorrhaged billions within a month, but during both of those fiascos.
That's true. That's a good point. Also, I was gonna say, yeah, I agree that just because the flag was shown doesn't mean it was blown. Yeah, I agree. That's a good analogy for the tweet. Also, yeah, I think boycotts are good, and I think people stick with them for a while. People are still boycotting like a bunch of companies for you know the conflict in the Middle East, and that's been going on for fucking months.
I genuinely don't know if I think those ones are doing like anything, honestly.
Well, yeah, but your point was just that people don't continue them for very long.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah. Like, whether or not they're effective is one thing, but the people do them for a while.
There was a Starbucks boycott?
We're gonna get like political if we get into it. It's not worth it.
No, I'm just curious. Like, is there one or is there not one?
There is a sizable amount of people who will not go to Starbucks because of things.
I don't know what it's for, but I'm already doing my part because I don't go there.
Yeah, you should support your local coffee shop anyways.
Yes, support local businesses because usually just the quality of their food is better, just objectively.
Mm.
Yeah, just Starbucks is like same price as like an expensive local coffee shop, and it's like dog shit too. There's like literally no reason to go there at all.
Mm.
It's just no good.
Spent a dime on TF2 until the problem was dealt with, and while I admire your passion for the cause and your dedication, you are not the average consumer. Most people would have gotten bored of a boycott after a short amount of time and would have gone back.
How do you know?
How do you know also what we just saying fuck them, I guess? Like those people who would have actually boycotted if you had promoted it, like those people just don't matter now. Like It's
also this really annoying all or nothing mentality. It's like, oh yeah, we couldn't have gotten that many people or everyone to do it. But it's like, even if you got a non-zero number of people to consistently stop giving Valve money, it's still something.
Well, yeah,
again, there was no harm in incorporating it.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
saying.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing is like we discussed this on fucking UFR 19 or whichever one it was, but like the whole thing is like if he were in the call with us right now, I'd be like, okay, so. Do you agree a non-zero amount of people would be still boycotting now if you had just incorporated it into the movement? And if no, I'd say what's wrong with you? And if yes, I'd be like, okay, do you think that would have any impact at all on Valve's bottom lines? Well, like obviously yes. Well, there's no harm in doing it, and it will have an impact on Valve's PR and bottom line. So is there any harm? It's like, well, no. Okay, so why didn't you do it? It's like, okay, well, we don't have any reason anymore. It's all gone.
No, yeah, and then we have the added angle of people, the majority of people, if my poll is of any indication, the majority of people that do spend, so I should say I can't talk, I need to slow myself down. The overwhelming majority of people that spend money on the game do so on a per update basis.
Mm-hmm.
Of the 33% of people, of the 33% of people that spend money on TF2, 99% of them do so on a per update basis. And they already had the plan moving forward of specifically boycotting the game when it hurt Valve the most.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to be a long-term consistent thing. Just don't spend money when the updates drop, which is 3 weeks out of a year.
And not to mention, you can just hold the crates and unbox them later, or buy them off the community market once Valve shows continuous support, and they'll be dirt cheap by then. Like, they will be almost certainly less than the price of a case. Or, a crate. Or a key. Fuck.
Yeah, well, I mean...
I threw it.
Crates plummet in price
I meant to say key.
super quickly because
I meant to
of
say
bots,
key.
But...
I fucked it up. I meant to say key. But, like, yeah. Yeah. It's just no reason not to do it.
Spending money on the game. With the petition, the barrier for entry was much lower. Just sign the petition and share it around.
Not true. The barrier for entry is rock bottom with a petition because all you have to do is nothing.
You mean a boycott, not a petition.
Sorry, a boycott. The barrier for entry for a boycott is nothing. You just stop spending money. You literally don't even have to lift a finger or click a button. You just stop.
That's true. Also,
it is the lowest barrier of entry imaginable.
Also,
and the most inclusive because everyone who's already not spending money on the game just has to keep not doing that.
Also, we're still in fictitious land where there is not a petition and a boycott. There is just one or the other.
Yes.
Which is not reality and doesn't make any sense. Cringe.
This led to the petition being shared far and wide and led to a lot of people supporting the cause they would have never even known about otherwise. It's also why I created my bot expose document and video and reached out to journalists and publications across the internet, because I wanted to create a lot of noise and point the finger.
You could have done that for a boycott. There's no reason why you could not have done that for a boycott.
Just add it in.
There's literally zero reason. It is...
Yeah. Out to journalists and publications across the internet, because I wanted to create a lot of noise and point the finger at Valve for being responsible. And whether you disagree with Fix TF2 as a movement or not, you have to at least admit it was very successful at creating noise and informing people of the bot crisis.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with the efficacy of a boycott. The efficacy of a boycott is irrelevant to how much noise you created without one. Because you could have. It is only positive. There is no negative. There is zero downside. Man, this is so sad.
I will say again that noise. Valve doesn't give a fuck.
Because Valve has been through infinitely worse PR nightmares before.
Such as?
That would have hurt their bottom line. Harry Potter. I'll just say that. They've been through infinitely worse PR storms than that before, and they've weathered the storm, and they were totally fine. They just go about business as usual because their bottom line wasn't hurt. People were still buying the fucking game.
For the record, I think that's a little bit further removed from Valve, though. I think when their games are being targeted, right? It hits closer to home. So I think that noise attached to them or to a game that they make, especially when that noise is being directed at Valve, is very different from what you brought up.
No, but it's my point that my point wasn't the bottom line. My point was PR nightmares that Valve happily ignores.
Yeah, but this PR nightmare is more of a nightmare because it's happening to something they develop. Like it's in their home field, whereas what you just described is kind of like an adjacent field somewhere that they might own, but it's not like theirs. It's under a sister company or some analogy that makes sense. It's like further removed from Valve. I think this was closer to Valve's home court, and I think that makes the PR storm harder to ignore for them because it hurts their PR more. It hurts their PR more than if a game on their platform is controversial. It hurts their PR more if it's their game that's controversial.
Thing is, I disagree with that because in this case there was so much more vitriol and hatred directed towards Valve for even offering the game on Steam, which is their platform and directly in their backyard.
I was keeping up with a lot of that, and I genuinely did not see a single person like get upset at Valve for like having.
There was a lot of people.
For the record, I also did not see it.
There's a lot of people demanding for Valve to remove the game off Steam.
I think it might be a perspective bias thing because I do not remember. I remember it being more at the people who made the game, which is because that they are more. Like, why would you make that sort of thing, rather than why did you...
True, and they were attacking everybody. They were attacking the people who made the game. They were attacking Valve. They were attacking people who were streaming the game. It was wild shit.
I don't know if you remember the streamer stuff. Yeah, that was the main thing, but...
Yeah.
That was wild shit.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is I think that because it is both a game on their platform and a game that Valve themselves made, and also the movement was very focused at Valve, it hurt their PR more. It was much more of a PR nightmare than something that is tangentially related and probably doesn't look well, but isn't all about them. You know, like the Harry Potter thing is about a bunch of different entities. It's not just about Valve, whereas this is only Valve, basically.
Sure.
Yeah. But that being said, I do agree that it is easy for Valve to ignore when it isn't affecting their reputation and interfering with them releasing a game in the future. Yeah.
Okay.
So what does the future of Fixed TF2 look like? Well, I've already mentioned that we're going to make a big push for a boycott, if or when the bots come back. But what else? Well, currently I'm helping to look over the 300,000 plus names of everyone who signed the petition, and we're curating them to remove all of...
For the record, I understand why they didn't, but I still am kind of sad that I didn't get to write all of those names by hand.
Good God.
Or not all of them, but I wanted to do marathon streams where I wrote a lot of them at once. In one go, which I ended up doing something different with that, but I kind of still wish I could have done that. I understand why they didn't, but it would have been it would have been good. I would have enjoyed doing it.
We're curating them to remove all of the Ben Dovers and Mike Hawks. After that, the plan is to get the names to Valve. But that's just what I've been working on. As far as what you, the audience, can do, what I recommend is waiting to see if the bots come back, and when they do, you make a big stink. The stinkiest stink of all time. I apologize for not having a lot to say regarding Fixed TF2 in recent times, but the truth is the recent Valve ban wave forced me to take a step back and evaluate. Currently, there's no bots, and with no bots, there's not really a whole lot of news to discuss. So I've mostly been laying low while I wait for the summer update to see if the bots come back. When I have more to say, I'll let you guys know. We're just in a very strange period right now for TF2, and I don't want to report on something that I'm not confident in. Well, I've got over 300,000 names to read, so I'll get to that. And I hope Valve actually learned some sort of lesson from all of this and stop sucking. I'll see you later.
My point of view, I've lost trust in Valve. They will continue to not get my money.
Mm-hmm. As
That's what I would have said if this were my video at the end.
You know, if they release a new Half-Life game, I'm gonna buy it regardless, honestly. But yeah, I'm not spending anything on any of their multiplayer stuff.
Yeah, if there was a single player offering, I can maybe understand the rationale there. But yeah, I also probably wouldn't
care about Half-Life honestly infinitely more than I do about TF2. So
that's fair.
It's my favorite thing.
Man, that was rough. That last part of the video especially was kind of rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Like, oh well, doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of this matters now. Like, it really doesn't.
Unless
Valve did the thing.
Unless the bots come back and then Boycott discourse gets to return.
Yay!
Hooray! I'm so excited.
Yay!
I'm so excited. Chat, we're not covering Wheezy's video. I don't know why everyone insists that we do, because it's a
We're literally just gonna say the same thing all over again.
Yeah, it is a better version of this. With marginally better arguments, from what I understand. Marginally might be stretching it. With better arguments than this, it's fine. All right. Repair TF2 coming 2026. That's good. Also, yeah, Daniel Survivor seems to think this is a W because we're not yapping anymore. But little does he know, we're gonna do a tier list in classic UFR fashion to close out the UFR.
I've never really understood why people come to streams and podcasts and shows like this or reaction videos and complain when people pause and add their commentary.
I don't get it either.
Like, if you just want to watch the video, you can go watch the video on your own.
Yeah, if you want me to Hassan the fucking stream, then
yeah, I was just gonna say, there are other people you can find who will gladly let the video play with the chair in the corner, and that's it.
I would love to do a UFR where we just fuck, but I think EFAP also did this bit when they had their own drama with Hassan. But I want to do a UFR where we did where we like ask like Wheezy or someone we know, we get permission, and we just sit and slack-jaw it at a video for 30 minutes, and then we just go, that was good, and then we turn off the stream. That'd be good.
How do you treat something like, okay, so someone says treat it like a regular reaction video, despite this being what is a regular reaction video?
Oh, we just stare at the screen, slack-jawed. And
like worse,
what constitutes a regular reaction video?
Oh,
no pausing, just reacting like with your face and noise, or like one word here or there, or do you pause it, or what?
I don't.
I'm curious what the definition of a regular reaction video is.
I also am curious. I'm not in understanding here. No more super chats until the Wheezy reaction. No!
You're getting boycotted.
I'm getting boycotted.
You're not getting your dessert tonight, mister, until your homework is done.
Oh gosh.
Hashtag fix UFR.
They should Hey, if you boycott me, I'll change. Sorry, I have to find MCU movies.
Are we gonna do all these TV shows too?
I think those are in here.
Well, I've not seen any of those because they're not good. So
I have seen some. Hey,
they're mostly bad.
We're doing.
WandaVision was pretty good, honestly.
You're fucking wrong. You're wrong.
That's ridiculous. WandaVision is like genuinely one of the best things they've done in the last.
You are fucking horribly wrong. You are so wrong. Holy shit. I have never seen them so thoroughly assassinate someone's character ever. That's like one of the worst. That's one of the worst ones. It's worse than Shang-Chi.
How do they assassinate her character? They made her interesting.
Finally, they made her neurotic.
What was she before? She was shitty. She was like barely a character.
You're so ooh.
She like Vision.
Oh my gosh.
I love that.
I will fucking comics. It was bad.
The Skibidi mindset hates it when you pause.
The Skibidi mindset hates it when you pause.
That's good.
It's true.
I think you're wrong, but you know what? We can get into it right now. All right, let's go.
Right.
Captain America: Civil War is S tier.
It's not on the screen. I don't think I can't see it.
It's
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
Captain America: Civil War is S tier. It's the best one.
I
It's
don't know
the
if any of
second.
are we grading them on MCU like scale or on like regular movie scale? We need to
MCU
figure that out.
MCU scale.
You think Civil War is S?
Yes, it's the best. It
like
is the
it's
third
like
best
a
MCU
high
movie.
B or an A maybe.
You're so
Okay.
you got. Oh my god. Ooh. I'm about to throw hands.
Only one belongs in S tier for me.
It's Iron Man, which we can also throw in S tier, and I will put.
Yeah.
I think,
best tier.
for the record, I think
No,
Civil
there's
War
some
is the
other S
third.
tiers, okay.
I think Civil War is the third best Marvel movie behind the Avengers and Iron Man. We can also throw the Avengers in there.
Yeah, Iron Man is just objectively the best MCU movie. Period.
You know, I have not seen the Iron Man trilogy. That's like the only one I have.
You watch the first
Wow.
one. Watch the first fucking Iron Man. It's so good. Oh, it's so good.
Maybe.
Makes me.
I don't know about that first Avengers. It's got like the Whedon stank on it. It's got some of the effects look a little weird. It's kind of an ugly film. I'm not a fan.
I love the characters. The character writing's really fucking good. It's some of the best shit the MCU has to offer. The conversation between all the heroes on the fucking helicarrier with the I tried to kill my where he tries to Hulk talks about killing himself. That shit's so fucking good.
I like the first Avengers.
Yeah.
I would agree that that's like this. I agree the order in which you've put these in, first, second, and third best. No, I lied. I don't think Civil War is third best.
Infinity War is like objectively the best one out of the Avengers movies.
Holy shit!
That's just wrong.
insane-
No, you're just wrong.
It's so good.
No,
it's
it's
the
wrong.
best one.
No, it's not.
You are
Too
so
long,
wrong.
too drawn out.
What are you talking about? It's like the conclusion of it's like partway to the conclusion of the arc for like all these characters and stuff. It's got to be a little long.
It is good. It is probably A tier, but it is not better than the first Avengers movie.
It is
I agree.
so much better than the first Avengers movie.
No.
I will firebomb your house in Minecraft.
Also, where the fuck is fucking Winter Soldier? That's like the only time I've ever cared or like felt that these characters were in like real danger when I'm watching them.
I will begrudgingly put it in C tier.
Why?
Winter Soldier goes in S, okay?
No, it does not. No, it fucking does not.
It is the best Captain America by far. By a long shot.
They drop entire helicarriers on a city, and it never comes up or has any impact again.
Okay.
Well,
None
they
of this
fixed
shit
it.
ever comes up again.
They didn't fix it. They didn't fix shit. The only
they
time it
fixed
comes
it.
up is in
Damage
Civil
control
War,
came
a
in.
good movie. Like,
Yeah, they fixed it. Don't worry.
all right, Alan.
They rebuilt it. They used Iron Man's trillions or whatever. It's fine.
Okay, fine. I will since I got Civil War in S tier, I will let you put Winter Soldier wherever you want it.
It's an S tier movie. It's like the best one. If you just want like a good like action movie, it's like one of the best out of the whole MCU franchise.
I will put it in A tier just for you.
Wow.
I cannot. Where the fuck is it? Where?
It's gone.
Where is it here? Wait. Oh, there it is. I found it.
Okay. There we go.
Avengers: Age of Ultron.
That's like a D tier lower.
I will be glad to put it in D. Also, I'm deleting the E tier.
I'll say the only redeeming quality of the movie is whoever is the voice actor for Ultron.
Chat, make sure to put
Let's
your
just
numbers
waste,
in
like
chat.
one of the coolest villains on this like crappy movie where he dies at the end for no reason.
Yeah, I think his character is the only redeeming quality the film has. The rest of it is terrible.
Also Vision, what little Vision and Scarlet Witch get is good.
A little bit. They were doing like the weird accents with him in that one.
Sorry, and the scene in the fucking the scene where they all drink in the and they all try to lift Mjolnir's hammer. That has a lot of really good shit in it.
That
was
good.
funny.
That's basically
I enjoyed
like a
that
short
one.
film. That doesn't even feel like it's from the same movie, though.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like a
You are
completely
right.
separate thing. Avengers: Infinity War will go in A, and I will not take any arguments for it being an S.
I just don't like any of the Avengers after the first one.
Wow.
Sandy Panquake said the soyometer is reading high numbers. I think that's in reference to me, and if you hadn't given me money, I might ban you.
You are not allowed to enjoy things.
Yeah, and that's a joke for the record.
You will not
To be too
enjoy
Reddit.
it.
it's bad.
Guys,
You cannot enjoy it.
enjoying things is soy. That's true, actually.
Especially like the most popular entertainment in human history.
That's true.
See, if this was anime, it'd be a very different crowd.
Yeah, everyone would be like,
True.
everyone would be putting their deep opinions.
Everyone would be foaming at the mouth and like really getting into it. Now it's like, oh, Disney.
Avengers Endgame goes in F.
F.
It's not. It's absolutely not a fucking F. Okay.
It
It's
is
like
It is F.
horrible
It is
movie.
so bad.
It's not
Everything
great,
is fixed
but
because
it's
we
pretty
can
fine.
travel through time. Fuck.
What? It's got like a comic book solution. That's fine.
It's
It doesn't need to
garbage.
be-
It's garbage. No, it's
Oh my
terrible.
God.
Hey,
movie.
Purple Colonel.
It
So
gives us so many character
Purp-
moments.
hey,
It's so good.
hey, I'm curious. Why didn't the Avengers go get more Pym particles at the beginning of their mission?
I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Why,
Because the movie would be worse.
why didn't they go to the time? Why
This
did
is-
why
this is
didn't
your
they?
fucking Mueller brain leaking in where you find like some dumb.
That's
plot hole
not
and
dumb. That's
fucking,
that breaks
I
the
don't
movie.
give a shit. The movie's better if they play it out the way.
Why
it does.
didn't
they
they
came
go-
up with the best story
Why
that's
didn't
most
why didn't they go to when fucking Thor stabbed Thanos and he had all 5 of them and they could have cut off his fucking arm? What? It's not a dumb plot hole. It breaks the
Because
fucking
then you
movie.
You don't get that moment where they make Dark World like retroactively a good movie though. They do that.
No,
Okay?
it's bad.
It doesn't. It's not actually like a good movie, but you know they make it like somewhat interesting, like anything to do with the Dark World. You know that's good.
It is going in F. Fuck you. Also,
Dark World can go in F. It can.
I
don't-
haven't
not-
actually
not
seen Dark.
Endgame.
I
Endgame deserves fucking.
I can.
at
I'll
least
put
a
Thor: The
D,
Dark World
okay?
in F just for you because I haven't seen it.
Okay. That's no good.
Also, Guardians of the Galaxy 1.
Hey,
I think all Guardians movies, there's an argument to put all 3 of them in S. Honestly, if there's like any trilogy that's like just a good series of movies in the MCU, it's that one.
I've not
I
seen
would
3.
be willing to say the first one could go into S, but the second 2 can go into A.
I'm
They're just not as good as the first one.
I'm probably also fine with putting it in S.
I'm okay with S. Also, all 3. Fuck it, because they're all good movies.
You've
I have
seen the
nothing
third
wrong
one?
with them.
They're
Yeah,
better
even
than
the third
Civil
one.
War. If that's our barometer for S tier movies, all 3 of them are better than Civil War.
I agree.
That's so you. Oh, ooh. I'm going to. We're gonna have it. We're gonna watch Civil War together. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna explain this shit to you.
You haven't told me
Educate
what's
you.
good about Civil War yet. Honestly,
That-
I haven't heard it.
It is the best. It has the best character interactions between any of the Marvel movies. It
You
like
remember that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?
that is a good.
That's like one of the dumbest lines.
No, it's not. It makes literal sense for him to be saying it.
It's fucking Star Wars.
They
No
make
one's
fun
like,
of him
"Oh, you
for
know
it."
about this obscure hidden gem from the '80s? Like, no, it's fucking Star Wars.
I
And it's the good Star Wars.
am the same age as that character, and I know people who
too.
talk about Star Wars like that. That
He wouldn't,
exists.
though. He's a nerd. He likes pop culture. He
He do-
fucking has the dang Death Star.
He
It
doesn't know.
make sense.
He doesn't have any perception of what these old people like. That's normal.
You should know.
I
You should know.
if I didn't know that Zesty was a major an Evangelion fan, I could ask him, "Hey, have you ever heard of this like really cool anime Evangelion? I think you'd really like it." That is something I could say to Zesty. I have no way of knowing if he likes it or not, but he could be the biggest super fan on the planet, and he is.
I think anyone who knows what anime is would know what Evangelion is, though.
I don't.
Just like if you know what movies are, you know what Empire Strikes
You'd
Back
be surprised. There's a lot of surface level anime enjoyers out there that typically enjoy whatever the big 3 is at the moment, and they have no idea even about like even other really big names in anime history.
I think that the
Like,
line
you,
is
you
good.
bring up your average consumer of like My Hero Academia, One Piece, Naruto, Slop, they'll have no idea what Eva is.
How many hours do you have in writing? That's what I thought.
What?
Exactly. My playtime is higher than yours. Get fucked. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I still say A for the second and third Guardians of the Galaxy, but
I have heard
I won't be offended if they're an S.
I have heard grossly negative things about the third one, but I will begrudgingly put it in A tier because I have not seen it.
Anyone who's telling you negative things about the third one should never be trusted, because it's like genuinely one of the most touching movies in the whole MCU. It's so good.
I can't debate you because I have not seen it.
It's so good.
What was that one you
It's
just moved?
like
That's I think the third Guardians movie. I don't.
Is it?
That looks like the Guardians.
No,
is very fuzzy.
I don't think that's the third Guardians movie. Actually, this is like a holiday special or something. Pretend it's the third Guardians
I didn't
movie.
See the holiday special.
Oh, I
Pretend
didn't
it's
see that. That sounds horrible.
Well, pretend it's the third Guardians movie. We're putting it in A tier.
It's all James Gunn doing it still, so apparently I've heard it's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Not seen it.
That's like a bottom tier kind of one. That's like a D or an F. Honestly.
It's probably D. Yeah.
It's no good.
I have seen it. Ant-Man 1.
Yeah. That's like a C. That's like
It's
the
not...
C tier MCU movie, I think.
It's not offensive. It's okay. The first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll put it in C.
I would say C comfortably.
Doctor Strange.
Is that Doctor Strange 1?
Yes, 1 B tier.
Yeah, B. I enjoyed it markedly more than the first Ant-Man movie. It was good.
I like the just the way it deals with Dormammu is fun, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part of the movie.
I like it because it feels more comic booky than the other MCU movies, so that's one main reason why I enjoy it.
That's true, yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Ooh,
No-
Homecoming's hard one.
It was all right.
I've not seen it.
I think Homecoming is in like an A, honestly.
I was gonna say
Spider-Man
high
ones.
B
They're like
or low A.
Only ones I watch now.
I guess it goes in A. Spider-Man Far From Home.
Was the second one.
From Home.
That's like a B or a C. That one was significantly less fun.
I think it's
that was the one with Mysterio, right?
Yeah,
yes.
It's kind of like a wheel spinning movie where they just want to build up like the plot point for the next one. Honestly, it doesn't do a lot.
Yeah, I would say honestly, I kind of want to put it in D. I saw that one in theaters and it wasn't great.
No, it's definitely better than D. I'd be fine with B.
Spider-Man is he's still charismatic. He's still fun to see. I think a C is where it would go.
I also think No Way Home is B.
Okay.
No Way Home is, I think, the best.
I'll take the reins on Spider-Man.
I do not think it is the best. I think it is.
It is so easily the best one. I would say No Way Home's an S. Much more so than fucking first Avengers movie is. Honestly.
Oh my gosh! Holy shit! That is.
It's like I love all the Spider-Man movies except for the Andrew Garfield ones, I guess. But it's just I know it's a little soy perhaps to say that you enjoy seeing these things that you like come back, but it truly is amazing.
Look, I grew up with both of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire, and yeah, no, that movie is arguably worse than than both of the other ones.
Oh, absolutely not. Willem Dafoe's performance alone. Okay.
Oh no, Willem Dafoe. Look, I'm not. I will gladly put it in. I will begrudgingly put it in either high B or low A. I will not put it above the first home. I will not put it above Homecoming.
It's got to be an A. It's got to be.
Okay, I will put it at the bottom of A.
It's just.
I've not seen this one. I've only seen
so
like
good.
3-minute segments of it, watching other people's TV screens on an airplane. I saw Tobey Maguire. That's all I remember.
Yeah, he shows up, and there is like a pause in the film built in for when people clap in the theater. I think that's just bad behavior for a movie to be encouraging. But,
yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah.
Black Panther goes in F.
The first one?
Yes.
No, that was a really good movie. I would say
It's
B
like
at least.
No.
I think it was markedly better than Doctor Strange, honestly.
It ends with like one of the ugliest fight scenes in the history of
Yeah,
movies,
that sucked.
and it's got just the fact that they kill off like one of the only interesting villains they got and stuff. Like they keep this used to be a real big problem, and I guess it still is. They just kill the villains for no reason. They're just gone forever.
I don't like the villains. No, we're not. It's definitely not going in B. I'll fight tooth and nail. It's not. It will at the very best go in D. It will not go in. It will not go in B.
Oh come on!
It is a bad movie.
DC,
it does horrible things to the world. The world that it's in. Vibranium sucks. It's just a fix-all for everything.
Well,
there's no sorry.
That's always going to be there. There's going to be the vibranium. There's already what's the shield also vibranium? Like it would have been.
Well,
they would have said it's vibranium in the start. Right?
Yeah, but no, because I think it replaces adamantium from the comics, but that's irrelevant. Like in Captain America, yeah, the shield's vibranium, but we don't know where it comes from. The society is built on that shit, so everyone has it, and no one should ever die because you can put the vibranium balls in their fucking wounds and it fixes them instantly. shit.
No one should die in any of these for any reason, honestly. Iron Man can keep himself alive forever. Like
that's true. That doesn't make it good. It would be bad at everything.
The Guardians have like a fix everything pack that they put on anyone who's hurt.
Fix everything pack?
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, they got like a health kit.
They have a first aid kit. It's like the same thing.
No, they literally just put it like it's like a patch that you put on your body and then it just fixes you. Like it fixed the fucking guy when he like went into space for a minute and stuff too. So
I will put it in D tier. Captain Marvel.
I didn't see that one, but I did not hear good things.
Captain Marvel also belongs in F if you ask me. Zesty, what do you think?
I'm not gonna be able to convince you.
What, that Captain Marvel's good?
No.
He beats up an old woman. That's pretty good.
I said it was F tier.
Like sorry. My brain thought we were still focusing on Black Panther. No.
What do you like about Black Panther? I'm genuinely curious.
I don't know. I don't have any specifics. I just enjoyed the movie.
Chadwick Boseman was charismatic, and he's like when you hear him like giving his speeches and stuff, it makes you feel something. I think more than most of the speeches from the series.
But no, Captain Marvel was absolute dog shit. I think it's like one of the worst. It is probably a candidate for like the worst, if not one of the worst.
It's bottom 5 for sure.
Movies. It's really bad.
It's managed to be bottom 5 despite the slop of this fucking Phase 4.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Black Widow.
Didn't see it.
I skipped that one.
I'm fine with putting it in F. I think it's really bad.
They made Taskmaster cringe, which I can never forgive them for. So.
The scene where Black Widow busts her fucking nose on the desk kills me. It's fucking hilarious.
Maybe I should watch it then. Actually, sounds good.
It's funny as fuck. Shang-Chi can go in D. It's like one of the better things. I
like Shang-Chi quite a lot. That's at least a C, okay? That's like the classic origin story movie. It's pretty good.
I'll let you have C. I'll let you have C.
Yeah. Not seen that one either.
I don't agree with it.
Good.
It was also, for the record, I was forced to watch Shang-Chi because I was told that it was fucking amazing, and I was like, well, this is really bad, and then the person I was watching it with got mad at me because I said it was bad. So I also just have bad feelitisms associated with the fucking movie. So
it's certainly not amazing, I guess. But yeah.
I will. Is there fucking Scout Soldier roleplay happening in my chat while we do this? What is happening? What's going on? Ban
them all.
I can't ban 2 Fort Twerkers. My chat would riot. That's the only reason he's here.
It looks like Mario's involved.
What, Mario?
I don't know.
Eternals? I haven't seen it.
Neither have I. I had no desire to see it.
Okay, well, we'll throw it in there. WandaVision?
Some people say it's good.
Didn't see it.
WandaVision is like an S tier show.
Holy shit, I will kill you.
Like the only good show.
It will not go in S tier.
It's so good.
It's
just on a filmmaking level, being willing to go back and like film all these like old fucking sitcoms like Practically and stuff. That's cool. I love I love Wanda in it. I like that she's like dealing with this grief and struggling with it and stuff, and has to be able to get over it. I think the character assassination you think of is really in the Doctor Strange movie, where they just undo the part where she like gets over her issues at the end of the show for no reason. But yeah.
No, it's garbage. I'll let you have C. How about that?
That's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. You can't put it with fucking Ant-Man 1. Evil.
I want to put it lower. I desperately want to put it lower. The show where she just mind rapes an entire town and gets away with it scot-free should be an F tier. It's fucking abysmal. It sucks.
She's not like a pure hero character, and she's not supposed to.
She does
the shit in the comics.
I don't give a shit about the comics. The fucking character says they'll never know what you sacrificed for them. The show thinks she's in the right when she mind rapes the entire town and just goes,
No, the show does not think she's in the right.
Why does the fucking characters
are like crying and stuff when they realize it's been happening for them?
Why does the other hero say, you know, you'll never know what you sacrifice for them?
I don't even remember that line.
It's
honestly.
So bad. It is so bad. Oh my gosh, it makes me want to throw something. I will put it in C for my sanity and my health.
It's gotta be a B. Okay.
At
the very least, I would straight up put it in.
This is like this is like Pawn Stars. This shit fucking sucks. I will give you B. You know, you have a deal. You had me. You have me at B.
I'll take a B for the best show Marvel's ever made.
Someone
outside of like the animated stuff, I guess.
Someone said Lucid versus Purple, who is probably baiting.
I'm not baiting. I'm genuinely not. Okay.
Biggest WandaVision fan. Number one
People
WandaVision.
You should have been there when it was on Twitter. Okay, people loved it.
I was there.
Twitter liking something is not a good thing to go by.
They were right this time.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Stopped clock is right twice a day.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the show.
That's a show.
Yes. I did not see that.
I have seen parts of it and I did not like it, but I haven't seen the whole thing, so I'll put it in the bottom.
Didn't see it.
I've heard it's a lot like Civil War, so probably about a D. Who is this? What you do on? This is what you do on Twitter too. I've seen it. I've watched it. That one might have been baiting. Okay.
I've watched it happen. I've watched it happen. I've watched. You just replied
with my opinions on most of these things. Okay.
You just reply to people on Twitter with just the opposite of whatever they said, but in like a snarky way. I see your game. I know how you work.
I don't do it on purpose most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Iron Man 2.
F. Just not a good movie.
You said F so violently that it fucking broke your microphone. That was crazy.
F is it's honestly just like a complete tragedy compared to the first movie. It's fucking awful.
Then I assume you think Iron Man 3 is also there, right?
Iron Man 3. So the order goes 1, 3, 2, but S, D, F.
What's Iron Man 2's Rotten Tomatoes score? It's got a 72. That's not bad.
Is this also bait?
I hear so conflicting things about Iron Man 2. I'm genuinely not even sure if it's like a.
It's not good.
For the record, I think it's like a C tier. I'd probably put it in C if it were me. But I will. All the Iron Man movies are not great, Uncle. I'll fucking. Sorry. Anyways, yeah.
First one is, again, just objectively the best MCU movie, and then 2 or 3 kind of like, oh god, what are you doing?
I hate the fucking roleplay that's happening in chat. This is awful. Loki goes in F tier. I will have no debate.
Never saw it.
Do I get?
I have no idea.
Yes, I get it.
Where are you putting it?
F tier. Fuck that show. Loki's so bad.
People say Loki's great. Okay.
I
should watch it.
People say a lot of things.
People say a lot. It just it makes it canonizes predestination in the MCU. It means that there is it literally it takes away all stakes from all previous movies unironically.
Is it like in a meta way where it's like, oh, because the writers are writing it, or is it just because it's like?
No, they say that there is only one timeline that can happen, and if anything else happens, people will come in and purge that timeline. So only the correct timeline happens, and they specifically use this in reference to the Avengers winning in Infinity War and Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's really bad.
That's strange.
Character wise, they steal Avengers era Loki. And then they make him watch all of the movies, which, no, I'm not joking. They put him in the time prison and make him watch all of his arc. And then he's suddenly just the new Loki now because he's watched all of the movies that led up to him having that arc.
Oh, I thought the whole point was to make a show about, like, old evil Loki.
No.
Oh, that's stupid. You can put it in F then, I don't care. That's stupid as fuck.
You want to watch Loki get kneed in the balls by his female counterpart, be my guest.
Well, that sounds fun.
Okay. I have not seen What If.
I don't know what that is.
What If is like a D tier show. It's okay.
That's a hot take. I've heard people say it's really good.
The zombies episode is pretty good. That's like it, though.
I think that's the only thing I would care about to watch that is the zombies episode, because there's the whole like zombies comic and shit.
Yeah. Season 2 doesn't have the zombies episode because they're working on a full zombie show.
Oh boy.
So that might actually be pretty good if they don't fuck it up. But they fuck up a lot of things these days.
They'll fuck it up. It's guaranteed.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Never saw it.
I didn't see it.
All right.
It's like Christmas. It's got Vincent D'Onofrio. He was pretty good, right? I don't know.
Moon Knight, I think.
Moon Knight pissed me. I watched that week to week and it pissed me off. It was a really bad show. It's like,
damn,
I would say that goes Neff, honestly. It was really bad.
Alrighty. I haven't seen it, so. Hulk, The Incredible Hulk, the first ever MCU movie.
D.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
believe
it's pretty
anyone's ever
bad.
seen this movie at all, honestly.
I've
pretty
only
bad.
seen parts of it, and it was a very long time ago.
Okay.
It's just not a good movie in any way.
Is it better than the Ang Lee Hulk movie?
I don't know if I saw that one. Don't think I did.
Okay. I hear
um
that one's at least interesting, but I don't know.
the first Thor.
That movie's
See?
boring as fuck. Okay.
It's boring, but not bad. I would say
I
at
think
least a
this-
C tier.
Just because it's like hideous, I'd bump it down to D. Honestly, it's like gross to look at all times.
It's not that bad. I would say lowest in C tier, like lowest bottom of C tier.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
Ragnarok.
A, sorry, I like
That's an
that
A,
one.
Yeah.
I don't.
it's-
You
it's
don't have to
fun movie.
apologize. I
It's
also like that
such-
one.
It's such a fun comic booky like breath of fresh air from all the other movies. That's why I like it.
I don't know how they did that, and then the next one was like garbage. I don't
Yeah.
know how that's possible with the same people involved.
Oh, so we can
Yeah,
put Thor,
yeah,
we could put Thor and
our-
Love and Thunder in F tier, right?
Yeah, that can
Yeah,
just go
yeah.
away. That we can just
I guess
pretend
this,
that movie
that's
isn't
just
real.
Taika doing like fucking orgies on set or whatever he is up to. good.
Taika doing orgies on set.
I that might have been something. I might be getting wires crossed, but I thought I saw something about that. He was doing orgies throughout the whole making of that movie. so
That cannot
I
be
have
real.
No idea.
That cannot be real.
There were a lot of like adversarial, like, oh, these movies are garbage, and I'm only doing them for the money stuff coming out of him during that time. So it was very strange.
Captain America: The First Avenger.
Not a
that's
bad
like a solid
movie.
early one.
I think it's B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Would be pretty good.
It would be top of B
Yeah,
for me. I think it's
Yeah,
really
I
good.
would say top of B. Yeah.
I think it's really good, especially compared to a lot of the dog shit that got released after it.
Yes.
It's a bit better than Doctor Strange one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it is better than Doctor Strange. I was contemplating it, putting it in bottom of A, but it's like, nah, top B.
I think it also sets up for what is probably the most. I was gonna say like the most consistently written character, but that's actually probably Spider-Man. He's like top
Probably,
3
yeah.
most consistently written characters in the series. Like even in, I don't like Winter Soldier, but like he is the best part of Winter Soldier. Like his arc with Bucky is the best part of that fucking movie.
Not liking Winter Soldier. That's like insane though to me. I don't understand that at all.
I can enjoy it if I turn my brain off and don't think about the plot. I used to really
you're
like
just
it.
mad that the helicarrier end. You're just mad that they have an action scene at the end that they don't fucking pay off in 9 other movies for no reason. Okay.
First
That's
of all,
like
they
the
actually
continuity
do.
brain, and you
They
need to let
actually
go of it.
they actually do pay it off in Civil War, a good fucking movie with an actual plot.
That's fine. Then there you go. There's no problem with the movie then.
Guys, Richter wants to know what the consensus of the What's Vid was. Would anyone like to inform him?
Bad
Not
video.
very good.
Yeah,
Bad video, bad arguments.
there you go.
Yeah.
Richter, what do you think about Captain America: The Winter Soldier? This is what the people want to hear.
He doesn't watch movies. He just doesn't. We discussed this at length at points, and he does not.
I hope he gives me like a very detailed opinion that contradicts what you say. That's like a
I don't know if
That would
Richter
be funny.
watches
That would blow
MCU
me away,
movies.
honestly.
Multiverse of Madness can go in F. Thoughts?
I never saw it.
Multiverse of Madness was like one of the most fun movies I've ever had in the theater. I saw it with my dad, and he was laughing when the zombie shows up at the end. It was super fun, but it is like an objectively like bad movie though.
Oh, thank
so.
God! Oh shit! Holy fuck!
But I do love watching it. It's
I
so
thought-
much, it's like
I-
more. I'd rather watch it than like fucking like Far From Home and stuff,
Than
which
Captain
is like
Marvel.
a better movie. But
I would probably
yeah,
also,
more than Captain
for
Marvel.
the record, I'd probably also rather watch it than a lot of these movies that are like I have ranked above it.
It must at least be like a relatively high F, at the very least.
It's better.
can't go
Okay, wait.
bottom.
It's better than. Okay, wait. Let me order the shitters real quick. It's better than Love and Thunder. It's better than Loki, probably. Actually, I think
Better than Moon Knight.
Loki is the bottom of F. Loki's the worst shit.
Okay.
It's probably. I don't know if it's better than Moon Knight. I haven't seen Moon Knight actually.
Easily
I'll
better than Moon Knight.
fine.
So
I'll
much
take your
better.
word for it. I'll take your word for it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's worse than Iron Man 2. It's worse than Black Widow. It's worse than Captain Marvel. And
That's crazy.
it's
It's such a fun
probably
movie, though.
it's probably worse than Endgame because it doesn't have at least Endgame has fucking what's the one good scene in that movie? Oh, my brain is short. Oh, the beginning where the fucking they talk about where he puts the heart in the hand of Captain America. That's like that's good, man. That's
I feel like an enjoyability of a movie has to count for something, you know. Just something.
And
I think
not my
there's
brain.
no way that Doctor Strange is less fun to watch than fucking Captain Marvel.
That's probably true. I'll fine. Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. All right.
All right.
Miss Marvel?
Never
Did
saw
not
it.
see that.
Or is it The Marvels? I can't
That's
tell.
probably Miss Marvel.
Okay,
I'm sure.
I have not seen it either. She-Hulk.
Objectively, like one of the worst things ever squirted out of the MCU.
I can't believe
didn't
you're.
see
Holy
it.
shit, is he sexist? Guys, Zesty is sexist. Holy shit.
It's honestly like probably one of the worst shows ever made.
I-
I would put that at the bottom of D tier, at the bottom of F tier.
It's not as bad as Loki. Loki does worse things to.
I watched 2 episodes and I honestly wanted to kill myself. It was really bad.
Oh my God.
I could not watch any more of it. The only reason why I watched it is because people were shitting on it. Like, it can't be this bad. And so I stomached 2 episodes, and I felt like I felt like my organs were rotting on the inside. I'm not gonna get back. Truly, the tragedy.
I was watching the greatest movie review podcast, the Izakino podcast. They were watching it as it came out, and most of the people on that show fucking hated it. But my friend Florian, who often has strange opinions on films, right? He was loving the show, and then the last episode had like a fucked twist that he hated so much that it like retroactively made him hate the show too. So I don't know if the show can please literally anyone in the whole world. It just seems like it's just like a horrible negative. So I don't know.
Well, you don't want your heckin' girl boss twerking in the office? Oh my god.
Uncle
No.
Metallic said that I'm bad and my attention is like an average TikTok viewer, even though my favorite MCU movie is the one where they talk for most of it. I don't understand. What have I done? Also, yeah, She-Hulk can go in F. I'm fine with that. It's we'll put it above Thor: Love and Thunder, but below Moon Knight.
That's
I
probably
still
what's
say
going on
it's
right
just
now.
the worst thing ever made, or one of the worst things ever
You
made.
haven't seen Loki get kneed in the balls, okay?
Okay, I have not.
Werewolf,
true.
werewolf?
Huh?
By Night. That's apparently that's pretty good. It's directed by the guy who does the music for Spider-Man, but apparently it's actually not bad. So I don't know.
I've not
I
seen it.
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen
it.
it though. So
Wakanda Forever.
it's like a horror movie. It's like black and white and stuff.
Not seen Wakanda Forever.
I did not see that.
Neither did I. Ant-Man Quantumania.
Not
That's
seen
like
that one.
that's like an F tier movie as well. That's like a really bad one.
Yeah, no, it's really bad, but MODOK is funny and has the best moment of the film, unironically. So
MODOK, I love MODOK. I love his big giant face and stuff.
It is-
He was very fun to watch.
it is probably better than She-Hulk, probably.
Probably better
Anything,
than
everything
She-Hulk.
is better.
Your hatred for She-Hulk tickles
A
me.
wasp stinging me on the tip of my penis is better than.
Doubtful.
Well, that's a major character in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So I guess that.
I think I would rather take a potato peeler to every finger.
Oh, shit. Oh fuck. Oh well, that's the tier list. That's the official. This is the official UFR Marvel movies tier list. This speaks on behalf of all of us.
Now we have to put in Deadpool and Deadpool 1 and 2, and Deadpool 3 and stuff.
I haven't.
Those are wrapped in now. They're officially part of it.
Yeah, and Venom.
I've only seen the first one.
And Venom,
For
unfortunately.
the record, if the first two Spider-Verse, or if both of the Spider-Verse movies were in this tier list, we'd have another tier for the first Spider-Verse movie, because it's like a decent
Probably,
chunk
yeah.
better than every movie here. And then the second
I think
Spider-Verse,
the second one's better than the first one.
I think honestly you're full of shit, and I might kick you out of this call.
That's insane.
It for the
That's
it
insane.
is really good. It's like a 9 to a 10, but it is a tier worse.
Listen, I just know that they're gonna stick the landing with the last one, and it's gonna retroactively make them all 10s. Okay.
If that happens, I will give you a high five.
Yeah. It's like getting mad that fucking Two Towers doesn't have a very conclusive ending. You know.
No, Two Towers is also a 10. Lord of the Rings trilogy
It is
is fucking
because you've
perfect.
seen Return of the King. If
No,
you just thought Two Towers,
I
you'd be
watched.
mad.
No, that's not
Dude.
even true. I watched when I was younger. I watched Two Towers first.
Well, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a friend who is of the opinion that the Hobbit trilogy is better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Kill them.
Like that too.
Kill your friend. Kill your friend.
If I ever see this man in
Murder
person,
them.
I'm gonna beat him with a shoe.
Murder.
I did a podcast with him about the Hobbit trilogy, and he thinks the Battle of Five Armies is the best one.
Oh my gosh.
I don't
What are you
understand
on?
it at
What are you
all.
talking about?
Oh my
just
gosh.
loves that Battle of Five Armies and all the CGI dwarf and all that
So
shit. I guess.
soulless. It's awful.
I truly don't understand it, but yeah,
It's really bad.
we had a 2-hour podcast talking about it.
Two
It was
Fort
very fun.
Twerkers for the record. If you would like to RP in the counting chat, that's what that's for. We don't count in there, or the banana chat. Either of those work. If you really need to get RPing off your chest, if you really need to pee.
You got a banana chat.
I watched more. Shout out to Reddy in the chat, said I watched Morbius and it's my favorite MCU movie because I watched Baby Driver immediately afterwards. That's based as fuck. That's the
Morbius was it was actually more watchable than I thought it would be.
It's funny.
it's
I
kind
have
of
not
funny.
seen Morbius.
It is fucking hilarious.
Sony is still making these movies. It's like if like the Raimi trilogy was shitty. Like they're making them that way, as if they're in like 2004 for no fucking reason, and it's hilarious every time. They just feel like movies straight out of that like period. Just the same thing.
Hold on. I'm posting the official UFR Marvel movie tier list.
All right.
On Twitter.
I'm still unhappy with where No Way Home landed, but you know.
Well, I'm unhappy because you put WandaVision in B tier, so we're gonna have to be unhappy together.
I guess so, yeah.
I have no stake in this game because I don't care that much, except for Iron Man being first and the shitty Hulk show being the worst.
Okay.
I've only seen
She-Hulk,
Iron Man.
I hear is interesting as a character in the comics. So.
Greb super chatted $5 and said, "I'm not a fan of She-Hulk and I think it's trash, but the only good part is when 7 women are asking him for alimony and he jumps out the building window."
It sounds fun.
If I could, what is record one Marvel movie? Like if I could make it?
I recommend no.
If we're talking about MCU, then it's probably the first Iron Man. Because I wouldn't recommend Civil War to someone who doesn't know the context with which it's made.
Just start with No Way Home and go from there. I think actually.
No, don't do that. It makes absolutely no fucking sense. Could you imagine? You see the twist.
Perfect sense.
Once you see what happens at the end of the movie, you're just gonna be like, well, I guess that's sad.
It's pretty sad. I don't know. I think that movie handled the Spider-Man classic death scene better than I think either of the other ones, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah. It was a very good movie.
I really like.
Yo, I gotta go. Lucid, thanks for having me on as always. Very fun.
All right.
And
I appreciate
y'all take
it.
care.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll see you, Zesty. I love the Hobbit series because it's Hobbit time and Hobbits all over the place.
He doesn't do that.
Thank you for the $5 to fucking super chat that.
He becomes less
haiku
focused
you
as
wrote.
that trilogy goes on. It's really something. It really is something. It's not something good.
Wow, what an experience that was.
I mean, next time we should rank all the Middle Earth stuff, I guess.
It would just be the Lord of the Rings trilogy in its own tier, and then everything else.
Yeah.
Gosh,
we gotta wait for the Gollum spin-off. Is anyone excited for that?
No.
Directed by Andy Serkis, who did Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah, he also was Gollum.
I mean, yeah, that's why he's doing. But
yeah,
he's not a good director. He does not have a good track record as a director at all. So,
what was I gonna say? I think that Lord of the Rings. I think I've said this on UFR before. I think Lord of the Rings is the best film trilogy of all time, and it is one of 2 film trilogies where there is not a consensus on what the best one is.
What's the other one?
Toy Story.
Well, Toy Story is the best one's obviously 2 though.
It's well, you see, you say that, but I don't know if the best ones do because I can't pick, and I've heard all like if you got Zesty in here, he would say that 3 is much worse than 1 and 2.
It's obviously not 3, yeah, because 3 is like a bad movie, but...
Okay,
yeah.
all right, okay. Well, that's...
3 is like, it's literally just 2, but worse, you know? You can, like, go scene for scene, and, like, they repeat, like, the same scenes and stuff. Just worse. It's crazy.
I think we might have to throw hands at some point. Are you going... Can we go to VidCon? Can we meet up at VidCon and have a boxing...
I'm not going to be able to get to VidCon, no.
Can we do a charity boxing match? Do you think that would go over?
Sure.
We're not real YouTubers until we do a charity boxing match. I'd beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, apparently that's
part of the our taunting thing beforehand, where we like yell at each other on our face off. I would just yell at you about how bad WandaVision is.
that's fine though.
I would autistically rage so hard that I'd win the boxing match.
I'll tell you how fucking ugly that tarmac fight is.
It is not ugly. It's very good.
Great.
It's
just great.
It's just wonderful.
I think that fight is like, well, I was gonna say it's uglier than Black Panther, but I can't say that.
It's not. It's so not.
That's absolutely not.
That's just bad faith. Dude. There's no way. No one on Earth has that opinion. I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope not.
I hope not. Also, it's not really about it, like the tarmac fight is fine, but it's not nearly as good as the fight that takes place afterwards in the bunker. That's the real meat and potatoes of the whole fucking movie.
I guess so. Yeah.
That's where all the good payoffs happen.
Yeah.
Get my fucking writing dick hard.
It's only a good payoff because it was set up so expertly by Winter Soldier, though.
I have already conceded that the best part of that movie is the character stuff.
Okay.
I have already said I will not deny that I'm with you till the end of the line. Gets me, okay? It gets me.
Yeah.
It gets me. But it's just surrounded by like a gold trophy surrounded by shit. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I am convinced that the film trilogy crown will soon be passed to Dune. So
I have not.
I'm excited for that.
I haven't seen the Dune movies. I haven't gotten invested in the hype.
They're so good. They're so good.
They seem very good.
So good.
Alan, I'm so glad.
Really
I'm so glad that you have something to say.
I haven't seen any of them yet, but they seem very good.
Alan, what's your favorite movie? Is it Promare? I bet Zesty's seen.
Very good,
I bet Zesty's seen Promare.
I don't know if I have a favorite. Well, I don't know if I have a favorite movie.
It's Promare. You don't want me to roast you because it's Promare. That's what this is.
Promare's a good movie. There's no roasting happening.
Its animation is good.
Promare.
It's Promere.
It's a very good. What
Are you sure it's not ARE?
Trigger?
But I'm not seeing any results for that.
Alan is in fact a fanboy. That's correct. Chat. Is Alan a YouTuber? No. Alan's just my friend.
I'm just here.
Yeah.
It's really good. Though.
Alan. You know, people say I'm the TF2 grifter, but really, Alan's the lucid grifter. If you really think about it.
You're so full of shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we can confidently end the UFR on that wonderful note. You guys got anything to plug before we close out?
I just released my epic new video on YouTube. It's about Half-Life 2 mod, and I'm also frequently on a podcast on the Anti-Reviews channel with my good friend Florian, and we talk about movies like The Hobbit and stuff, and it's very fun.
Yeah, I'm sure it's awful given your opinions on Marvel, but I go check that out.
He once did he just on Anti-Reviews, he just does he'll do react videos to critics and stuff, and he did an 11-hour response video to Mahler's Ant-Man video, which is very, very funny to me.
Why would you pick that one of all? Why that movie's really
very entertaining content.
I'm sure.
I guess. I don't know.
I'm happy happy he made it.
We reviewed on the podcast though. We reviewed The Shining, the Hobbit trilogy, Doctor Sleep, as well as the animated Hobbit. We did that in one episode to cap off that arc, I guess.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a fun podcast.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Alan, do you have anything to plug?
No.
All right.
Promare. Go watch Promare. Actually, I do. Look up DJ Peach Cobbler.
That's true.
He makes very good videos. Cannot recommend too much.
I've seen something that guy made. I don't remember what. It might have been Doom Eternal related.
Maybe, I don't know.
I have not heard of him.
He makes good shit.
He made a Roe v. Wade video. I thought he did video games. That's funny.
He does video games.
Okay.
Per se.
Oh, he did the annihilation.
What?
That's a good one.
Wait, can I show something on stream?
Yeah.
I think so.
A friend of the channel, Reddy, made their own made their own tier list of all the Marvel movies. Where Baby Driver is in a tier above everything else. Morbius is an S tier with the first Iron Man. And then there's like the majority of the movies, which by the way, I know them. So I know they've seen most of the movies that are in the never saw it tier. They just don't remember. They don't remember any of it. This is a good tier list.
Baby Driver was the movie that Edgar Wright made after the fucking Ant-Man thing fell through, right?
Yes.
He was gonna make Ant-Man.
Baby Driver is my
based
favorite
with the
movie.
MCU.
Baby Driver is my favorite movie of all time.
Okay, where is Spider-Man No Way Home though? This looks pretty high up on there.
It's
that an A?
yeah, no, it's A, yeah.
Okay, that's a respectable.
It's
one.
very far above Homecoming, which is interesting. I don't know why Homecoming is in C tier. That's kind of crazy.
I haven't seen Homecoming in a while. Maybe it's bad, but I don't think so.
And also, Far From Home is not even on this tier list because it's in the repressed memory section. This is good. This is good.
That's bizarre.
That's interesting.
I don't know. I feel like I remember the theater-going experience of Far From Home more than any of the other ones, which is weird.
I just realized Iron Man.
I remember being in the theater.
Wait, no, Iron Man 1. Okay, never mind. Wait. And Civil War is not on this list, I don't think. Unless I'm missing it.
It's in C.
Oh, that I'll have to have words with them.
Yeah.
I'll have to do something about that.
It's C for Civil War. It's just where it belongs. They even named it after its ranking.
It's a C for I'm coming over to Reddy's house with a hammer. Anyways.
Fix the windows.
Anyways, yeah, we're going. We're going. I'm going to bed. It's 3:50 in the morning. Oh, I have things to plug though.
It's 3:50. Where are you? That's 3:50, by the way.
Japan.
You stream what?
I live in Japan. That's not a joke.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
I was always wondering why the fuck you start streams like 7 a.m. I have no idea why.
Yeah. No, I start streams as late as I possibly can for you guys. I start streams at midnight my time.
That makes sense. You could start them probably very early your time and maybe it would work, but I don't know.
Yeah, well. I have things to plug. Guys, there's a new video from me tomorrow. A lot of people who've been following me for a while probably know what it's about, but I'll keep it spoiler free for the time being. It's called The Best Part About TF2 That You've Never Noticed. And I'm very excited about it. It's really, really good. It's another step forward for my content in a lot of ways. So I'm really excited about that. Stay tuned. It'll be released about 24 hours from now, give or take like an hour. So yeah, get excited. Get excited, chat. It's shaping up to be really, really good. I'm very happy with it so far. I'm excited just because it's I'm trying to make to get the ability to make ultra structured videos. I want to make more easy watches and add that to my repertoire. So this is not a video with like chapters or a strict order in which things happen. It's a video about me talking about a subject, and it's very neatly edited, and I'm very excited. So that comes out tomorrow. I hope you guys are excited. All right. But yeah, I got nothing else to say, so I think we can close out. Thank you, PurpleColonel and Zesty, for coming on. I appreciate you guys both.
Thank you for having me on and stuff. I hope I can make it to more in the future.